Well, good evening, folks, and thank you for tuning in and watching our live stream of the District 5 1B Ladies Championship between the Pateros Nannies and the Waterville-Mansfield Shockers. Both teams highly ranked. Both teams have battled each other at the beginning of this season, and we're going to get more into that. But to start tonight, what I wanted to do is very graciously, the communities, coaches, and players have provided me with a little bit of info regarding their players, the senior players. So I wanted to kind of read through some of those for us here tonight. And we're going to start off with the Pateros Nannies. We have Addison Hinton, number 30 for Pateros. Addison's parents are Jared Hinton and Erica Verelman, siblings Kennedy Hinton. She played volleyball, basketball, track, was involved in FFA, Hope Squad, and the ASB. Her favorite sports memory this basketball season was going to the Mount Vernon tournament and bonding with the team, and also going to an escape room together. So that sounds like a lot of fun. Her favorite sports memory of her sports career was last year after they beat Illumination in the first round of state, and we got to go and put our name up the bracket. So that's awesome. Plans for after graduation. She plans on attending Grand Canyon University and majoring in athletic training. What she'd like to share with her community. Coming from a small town, it means so much to me that our community continues to support our team in so many ways and truly believes in us. Stevie Simmons, number 4, parents Andy and Jessica Simmons, siblings Cody and Jackson Simmons. Sports she played: soccer, basketball, track, FFA, Hope Squad, and ASB. Favorite memory this basketball season was the MVC tournament in hitting her 1,000th point. How awesome. Favorite sports memory: going to state basketball last year and bringing a trophy home for the first time in 10 years. Plans after graduation. She plans to go to a junior college to earn her Associate of Science degree and play college basketball and possibly soccer, then attend a 4-year and hopefully further my basketball career. College is still undecided. She plans on working at the bakery, spending time with family and friends, and athletic training up for the upcoming season of what she got going for the summer. And to her community, I want to give thanks to my community for riding with us in our programs. The community has been so supportive and has driven me to become the best versions of myself, and I can't thank them enough. Number 10, Randy Bowen. Parents Christina David and Franklin Bowen. Siblings Robbie Bowen. Played soccer, basketball, tennis, was involved in FFA and ASB. Her favorite sports memory this season, our win against Moser Lake Christian Academy, this last game on our court to punch our ticket to state. It was a good way to close off my chapter on my home court. Favorite sports memory of her career, our win against Waterville last year on senior night. It was so special and just proves a lot of people weren't correct about us. Plans after graduation. She has a scholarship to play soccer at Spokane Falls, and she's signed with a team and verbally committed to play basketball there as well. That's awesome. Plan to study diagnostic sonography while she's there. That is a great career. And one thing she wanted to share with the community is a big thank you. The support I have received since I've been playing is something that is so special to me. I am so grateful, and I plan to continue to dream big and play my heart out in college sports for my hometown. That is awesome. That's the 3 ladies you see on your screen currently, and we just love that. Love that about them. And we also have 2 seniors from Waterville-Mansfield. You know, one of the things we've talked about recently, both these head coaches have a daughter on their team. Waterville Shockers. Holly Finkbeiner. She's number 15 in your picture on the right. Parents Keith and Jackie Finkbeiner. Siblings Mac and Evan Finkbeiner. She's involved in volleyball, basketball, and also with ASB and FFA. Her favorite thing about this year has been her senior night environment, just the whole thing. Overall, her favorite sports memory is placing third at state her sophomore year. She is going to attend Liberty University and pursue a degree in mathematics. She would like to thank all the people who have been supportive throughout the years and all the players who have come before and helped this program become what it is today. Well said. The other Waterville Shocker senior is Hannah Nelson. Parents Darren and Wendy Nelson. Siblings Ty and Lexi Nelson. She played volleyball and basketball and track, and she was involved with FFA. Favorite memory this season? Playing in front of a huge crowd on senior night. That is so special when the fans come out and fill up senior night. Her favorite overall sports memory? Placing third at state their sophomore year. She plans to attend Spokane Falls to run track and pursue a degree in veterinary medicine. She would like to thank everyone who has been so supportive of her over the years. I am also incredibly blessed to be a part of all the success Waterville has had over the years. There are 5 outstanding senior ladies right there, folks. Both teams are outstanding programs, bring outstanding student athletes to the stage, and it's a lot of fun. I got to broadcast programs last year with both these teams out on the floor in Spokane. Very awesome. Had some things happen last season that you just breaks your heart. I remember players getting hurt and carried off the floor by their coaches, and it just unfortunate the way it went, but that's just how it is. And hate to see it. Hopefully it doesn't happen this season, and hopefully both of these teams make deep runs when they get to Spokane. I expect both of them to be in Spokane again this year. I really do. They are both going to go to the first rounds of state. It all really depends on how they end up ranked in state, and that's going to be decided on Sunday, seeding Sunday, which will determine where they end up playing. If you're seeded in the top 8 in state, that will guarantee that you will play in Spokane, at least on Wednesday. If you're in the top 4, then you play closer to you in that opening round. Again, I'm not going to get on my soapbox tonight. Well, maybe I will. No, I won't. About, we should just take 16 teams to state and figure it out. But as it is right now, you play that first opening round of state, which quote-unquote regional. But that one, if you're in the top 4, you play it closer to you. If you're in the bottom from 5 to 8, you play further away. But still, you're going to go. Winner of that opening round, if you're 1 to 8, winner will guarantee two games in Spokane. You'll play Thursday, Friday. You lose it, then you have to go to Spokane and play in a loser out on Wednesday. So you want to win that first game. If you're 9 through 12, again, you're going to be you'll play closer to home. But it's a winner. You got to win. If you lose, you're done. 13 to 16, we'll play further away. And again, you lose, you're done. So that really, really depends. Now, looking at rankings, Waterville-Mansfield is ranked 3rd currently in the RPI. So Waterville-Mansfield, 16-5 record, ranked 3rd. Pateros is ranked 7th. With a 17-5 record. And so tonight, it kind of depends on which way it's going to go. Waterville-Mansfield beat Pateros in their the first time they ran into each other. Trying to see if I can get that score real quick here. It's not coming up for me. Beat them the first time, and actually I'm just going to do this so I can get to that score. Nope. Oh, there we go. So Waterville-Mansfield was undefeated in league. They beat Pateros 50-47 in Pateros. Man, 3 points. 3 points on December 12th. Second time they beat them in Waterville 56-37. So beat them a little more that second time. But tonight's a new night. You just never know how it's going to go. We are down to the final 56 seconds here before they're going to probably do, I don't know if they're going to announce the teams or if they're going to do the flag. I'm not sure. But regardless, we are here and we are excited to bring this one and the following one. We're going to stay and bring you the boys championship game as well. That one, my alma mater, Oroville, will be playing in that one against Moses Lake Christian Academy, Covenant Christian. So that'll be an exciting one as well, and we'll see how it goes. But the girls won here tonight. Pateros wants to avenge that little larger loss in that second game. They want to see if they can beat Waterville here tonight. But again, it really, seeding Sunday, most critical piece. Top four get to play Christopher at home, lower four don't. So let's see what happens here. All right, well, Shockers brought a crowd. Pateros brought a crowd. All right, they're announcing non-starters here. All right, Stevie Simmons for Pateros. Hannah Nelson for Waterville-Mansfield. Randy Bowen. Delaney Nelson. Finkbeiner, here comes Holly. Randy Bowen. Addison Hinton. Murphy. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, folks, we got some excitement. They gave me the wrong handout. So I am now going to, I ran down and snapped some pictures, so hopefully I can get this done right. All right, tip off. Pateros with it. Over to Addison. Back to Randy. Over to Stevie. Back to Randy. Oh, doesn't drop. And down the floor comes Hannah. Backs it out a little bit. There we go. Shot does not drop. Rebounded. Out to Randy. Kicks it to Stevie. Over to Addison. And then, up and in. Holly with it. Comes across the floor. Sets herself up. Kicks it out to Hannah. Inside. Oh, yep. I'll call that one. Yeah, there should be one just to the front. This is rosters. All right, first one does not drop. Wow, they are shaking it here. Murphy. Fires, does not drop. Rebound comes out of there. Pateros brings it across the court, coming down quickly. Kicks it back out to Addison. Addison for a three. Oh, she gets it. Into Holly. Holly coming down. Kicks it out to Hannah. Hannah says, let me see if I can hit this thing, and she does. First points for Waterville. Stevie with it. Out to Addison. Oh, gets it stolen away. Hannah with it. Driving. Stops. Fires, doesn't drop, and she's going to go to the line and shoot. Oh, dang it. Hannah and Delaney. I got to get this right. I'm sorry, folks. That was Hannah there at the line. Delaney is the one that was trying to get it going. Oh, my gosh, these people are loud. Misses that one, so we'll see. Thank you. All right. All right. That one rolls in. 5-4, 6:16 left here in the first. Over to Randy. Nevelin. Now to Randy. Stevie. Feeds it into Nevelin. Goes up. In. Pateros with the lead, 7-4. Holly Finkbeiner brings it down, drives around, kicks it back out to, that was Delaney from Hannah. Tipped away on the floor. Oh, good job. Oh, back on the floor. Holly, they're going to call jump ball now. Man, the hustle and the want here tonight, folks. Hustle and the want. Seniors going at it. It will be Waterville Shocker ball. O'Brien to inbound. Into Finkbeiner. Down to Delaney Nelson. Delaney fires another three and gets that one. Tie. 5:29 remaining in the fourth. Stevie down. Randy. Stevie looks at it, gives it over to Addison. Addison fires in underneath to Nevelin. Nevelin gets hit. She'll be going to the line to shoot two. Oh, Nevelin is a freshman. Nevlin fires. The first one comes off the front of the rim. .5:16 left here in the first. Gets that one. Pateros, 8-7. Finkbeiner comes across with it. Goes to the left. Kicks it down to Hannah. Hannah drives, kicks it over to Murphy. All the way across. Delaney with it. Hannah, a little shot up and in. 8-9. Stevie brings it across, hustles down. Kicks it to Randy. Randy, tries to pass it in to Zane, gets it taken away. Kicks it down. Delaney with it, bounces off her foot. It will be Pateros ball. Addison to inbound. Pressure. Pateros is going to pressure, Waterville-Mansfield's going to pressure. Inbounds to Nevelin. Back to Nevelin. Back to Addison. Back to Nevelin. Drives through. Puts up a little floater. Doesn't drop. Blocked by Waterville-Mansfield. Finkbeiner coming down. Brings it across. Drives all the way out. Gives it out to Delaney. Delaney drives and up and in she goes. 8-11. Stevie with it. Stevie brings it across. Drives herself. Doesn't drop, but she'll be going to the line to shoot two. O'Brien with the foul. Stevie at the line. First one, nothing but net. 9-11 with 4:06 remaining here in the first half. Tanya with Waterville-Mansfield goes in. Stevie with the second shot gets that one. Nothing but net again. 10-11. Timeout. Pateros. Woo! Kind of what we expected. Wow. Both teams want this one to improve their RPI and make a statement before Sunday's seeding committee decides where they fall, so it gives them a better opportunity to play closer to home. I can't believe both of them wouldn't be in the top 8, regardless of spot. I think both these teams end up in the top 8. Both of them will be in Spokane. And I expect them to actually do pretty well in Spokane, quite frankly. They're both amazing teams, well coached, had great seasons. I don't envision anything else. Waterville-Mansfield inbound. Murphy to Finkbeiner. Across the court, gives it to Delaney Nelson. Delaney hits sister Hannah. Hannah, gets hit, and she's going to the line to shoot two. And they're going to put that on Randy. And that is Randy's first. I say it's first. All right. So Hannah Nelson, senior for Waterville, sinks that one, nothing but net. 10-12. Second one is up, doesn't drop. Addison comes out of there with it, comes across the timeline, almost loses it there, gives it back to Stevie. Stevie, talking to her team, telling them what she wants to see, kicks it out to Randy. Randy to Addison to Stevie. Stevie back to Addison, over to Randy. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Stevie drives, pulls up, floats one, and it goes in. 12-12. Finkbeiner brings it across Waterville-Mansfield. Hits it, gives it over to Delaney. Puts it, that one does not drop, but rebounded by Murphy. Gets taken away. Stevie with it. Comes across, kicks it down to Randy. Randy for a three. Does not drop. Out to Stevie. Zane with it. Back to Randy. Over to Addison. Back to Randy. Down to Stevie. tries to feed it in, gets taken away by Delaney Nelson. Delaney brings her down, kicks it out to Sister Hannah, who hits a three. 12-15. Into Nevelin, over to Stevie. Addison, back to Stevie. Randy for another deep three. Gets that one. Guess what, folks? We're tied. 15-15, 2:16 left. Finkbeiner in there, and they're going to call. I don't know who they're going to call. Who are they calling? So that will be on Addison. Giving some of his players a rest. Inbound play by Waterville-Mansfield. Out to O'Brien. Over to Delaney. Her spot. Gets it. 15-18. Randy with it. Randy pulls up, gives it to Addison. Addison for a three. Oh, doesn't quite hit. Rebound taken out of there by Hannah. Over to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner bringing it down, telling her team to set it up. Kicks it down to Hannah. Hannah drives around. Says she walked with it. Pateros ball on the side. Pressure going to be applied by Waterville. Reagan coming in, Addison coming out. Puts it into Stevie. Stevie gets tied up, kicks it down to Nevelin. Nevelin, almost. Reagan just missed that one. Delaney Nelson with it. Delaney pulls up. Oh my gosh, girl sinks another three. Wow. 15-21, 15 points. Delaney Nelson has scored the same amount of points as the entire Pateros bench. She is hot tonight, folks. Well, she normally she hits those threes like there's no tomorrow, and she's doing it again tonight. Pateros is going to have to get out on her and try and figure out how to shut her down. Coach Hinton does not want to see Waterville-Mansfield get a larger lead over Pateros, trying to slow down their momentum because Delaney just came down, pulled up, and just sunk it. So 15-21. Waterville going to put on some pressure. Into Stevie. Drives, gives it to Randy. Back to Stevie. Reagan, nope, sorry, that is Zane with it. Zane goes, doesn't get the foul. That's Nevelin who comes out of there with it. Nevelin drives, pulls up. Oh, does not drop, gets it tagged out of bounds. It will be Waterville-Mansfield. Jones to inbound. Jones puts it into Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner coming across the timeline. 54 seconds remain here in the first. Finkbeiner to Delaney. Delaney, ooh. Back over to Hannah, over to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner, wow. So many weapons. 15-24. Nevelin with it. Zane with it. Zane, does not drop, but she'll go to the line to shoot two. Is that one going to be on? That one is on Jones. Zane Ravenstein at the line for the Nannies. Ooh, first one in and out. Jones comes out, Murphy goes back in. Zane getting ready to shoot her second of the pair. Gets that one. 16-24. Finkbeiner with it, 28 seconds. Brings it across. Sets up Delaney with it. Hannah with it. Finkbeiner. Just misses. Hannah with it. And they're going to call a block with 0.3 seconds remaining. And Delaney is going to the line. Delaney continues right where the girl is 16 points on the night. Gets that one as well. And that is the end of the first quarter. Waterville Shockers outscoring Pateros by 10, 16-26. 17 of Waterville-Mansfield's points came from Delaney Nelson in the first. I'm sure they're trying to shut her down. Coach Hinton talking with his team about what he needs to see here in the second to pull them in closer as they head towards the halftime mark. You know, one thing, I spoke with a player that played for years and years and years today, and he goes, well, what does the game mean? And I said, well, it's district championship. And he goes, yeah. But he goes, are they both going to state? And I said, yes. He goes, boy, so if they get injured in this game that really they're both going to state, what's it going to do? And I said, well, that's a good question. But it's for district championship. You get to cut down the nets and get a nice trophy to take home to the fans. So, both teams want this. Both teams are going to be out there doing everything they can to get this. Pateros wanting to really close this 10-point gap when they hit halftime. You can't let Waterville-Mansfield get way ahead of you. It's just not going to work out well. All right, Stevie with the ball. Over to Addison. Nevelin almost gets it. Well, she does get it tapped away, but Addison ends up with it. Randy with it. Randy drives around, floats one, does not drop. Gets the rebound, kicks it to Nevelin. Nevelin up and off the glass. 18-26. Zahn gives it into Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner brings it across the timeline, gets herself set up. That was Hannah to Delaney. Delaney, oh my gosh. She is just sinking them like there's no tomorrow. 18-29, 7:18 left in the first half. Nevelin drives around, kicks it, Stevie with it. Stevie drives, floats it, does not drop. Rebound out of there. Gives it over to Delaney. Delaney up to Hannah, back to Delaney. Finkbeiner looks at it. Gives it to Zahn, gives it to Delaney. Oh, they're going to say player control foul. Who's that going to go on? That was on Zahn. So Stevie with it. Stevie brings it across the timeline, drives down around, kicks it out to Addison. Addison feeds it into Nevelin. Nevelin drives around, puts one up and in. Finkbeiner with it. Brings it across the timeline. 20-29. Oh. Delaney. This one is on Randy. This is going to be Randy's second? Her third. Oh, Randy has three on her awful quick here. Coach Hinton trying to decide what he wants to do here. Delaney to the line, already with 20 points on the night. So two. Delaney Nelson, Waterville-Mansfield, 20 points, 21 points. 20-30 now. Randy coming out. Reagan going in. Delaney seeing if she can add to her point total for the night. That one does not drop. And Reagan with the rebound kicks it back to Addison. Addison across the timeline. Kicks it over to Nevelin. Nevelin driving, gets it tapped away, picks up her dribble, brings it back, kicks it out to Addison. Addison fires down to Stevie, and a little too hard off the glass. Rebound out of there by Delaney Nelson. Delaney brings it across the timeline, drives, gets it tapped, but they're going to say it went off her Pateros ball. Addison to inbound, 6 minutes remaining. Into Stevie. Stevie back to Addison. Addison coming across the timeline, puts it down to Nevelin. Nevelin looks, gives it down to, doesn't quite drop for Zane. Finkbeiner with it. Finkbeiner drives and puts one up, does not drop. Addison with the rebound, tries to force it, but it gets picked off by Delaney Nelson down to Hannah. Hannah drives, kicks it out to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner fires, does not drop. Out of there, Nevelin with the rebound. Nevelin drives around, brings it back, kicks it back to Stevie. Stevie drives, kicks it back to Nevelin, over to Addison. Addison gets it tapped away, but gets it back. Gives it over to Stevie. Stevie back to Addison. Addison for deep three, rims off into the hands of Delaney Nelson. Delaney coming down the side, crosses the timeline, telling her squad to set it up. Gives it to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner drives around, checks it out. Makes a little move, tries to get it in, doesn't. Gives it out. It does not drop for O'Brien. Rebound and put back by Murphy is good. 20 to 32. Stevie with it up to Addison. Addison across the timeline. Feeds it back to Stevie. Stevie looking. Drives around the edge. Tells her to move. Gives it, almost gets it poked. Does get it poked away. Hannah with it. Gives it up to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner drives through traffic. Puts one up. And they're going to call personal control foul on Finkbeiner. That is her first, second team foul. Subs coming in. Coach Finkbeiner giving some of his players a rest. Addison into Stevie. Addison, Stevie with it, brings it across the timeline. Drives through, gives it over to Addison. Addison back to Stevie. Stevie looks at it, backs out, gives it back to Addison. Addison drives around, gives it back to Stevie. Stevie sets up, fires a three, does not drop. Rebound, Delaney Nelson, and they're going to call a push. And that's going to be on Reagan. Zahn to inbound to Delaney. Zahn inbounds to Delaney. Delaney's taking her time with 4:02 left here in the first half. Cross the timeline. Gets herself set up, brings it around, kicks it over to Zahn. Doesn't drop. Brought out of there by Addison. Gives to Stevie. Stevie brings it across the timeline. Gives it over to Nevelin. Nevelin gives it over to Addison. Addison back to Nevelin. Nevelin fires around. It's going to be Pateros ball. Reagan tried to go up, wasn't able to get it up. Inbound play, Addison to inbound. .333 remain here in the first half. Inbounds to Nevelin. Nevelin back to Addison. Addison looks at it, kicks it over to Stevie. Stevie back to Nevelin. Nevelin just drives through, feeds it out to Zane, back to Nevelin. Nevelin for a three. Hits, does not drop. On the ground, out to Stevie. Pateros keeps the ball. Stevie fires deep three, hits the front of the rim, does not drop. Fight for the rebound. It's Delaney Nelson with it. Across the timeline, brings it, gives it over to Finkbeiner. Out to O'Brien. Hannah gets it tapped away. Stevie with it. Driving through, gives it out to Zane. Zane over to Addison. Addison makes a little move back to Zane. Zane drives, puts a little shot up, doesn't drop. Oh, Reagan with the rebound, but doesn't get the putback. And Delaney Nelson with it. Yep, Delaney with it. Delaney driving, brings it back out, gives it out to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner tells her team to set up what she wants. Delaney over on the edge, thinks about it, gives it to Hannah. Hannah out to Murphy. Murphy over to O'Brien. Finkbeiner for a three, and she drains it. 20 to 35. Stevie with it, gives it back to Addison. Addison coming across the timeline, gives it to Nevlin. In Zane with it, gets it tapped away by Hannah Nelson, and Nevlin comes in between, knocks it out of bounds, but it will be Waterville-Mansfield ball with 1:59 remaining here in the first half. O'Brien to inbound. Gives it to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner comes across the timeline. Kicks it over to Delaney. Delaney hits another three. Wow, wow, wow. 24 points for her on the night so far. Stevie with it. Addison kicks it over to Nevlin. Down to Zane. Zane fires, does not drop. Finkbeiner comes out of there with it. 1:22 remain here in the first half. Finkbeiner drives down, puts it out to Tanya. Oh. Wow. Delaney adds two more. And she's going to the line to shoot one. 24 points on the night. Tanya comes out. Hannah goes back in. Delaney doesn't get that one. Reagan with the rebound. Back and forth. Addison with it. Back to Nevlin. Nevlin just drives around, kicks it out to Stevie. Stevie for a three, and she gets it. 23-40, 56 seconds remain. Delaney with it. Delaney back with it. Hannah. Hannah looks at it, kicks it out to Finkbeiner. 12 seconds on the shot clock, 39 on the game clock till halftime. Finkbeiner looks at it, drives around out to Delaney. Delaney fires from inside, doesn't roll, gets it. Oh, Addison tapped it. Gonna be jump ball. And 25.6 seconds remain here in the first half. Waterville-Mansfield ball on the inbound. They're bringing in Murphy. Finkbeiner to inbound. Out to Delaney, out to Finkbeiner, over to Hannah. Hannah for a three. Hannah hits a three. Great job, ladies. Amazing shooting. 23-43, 15 seconds remain. Stevie with it. Pateros has had some shots, they're just not dropping for him. Zane with it. Zane, just rolls off. Out of bounds. 3 seconds remain here in the first half. Off Waterville-Mansfield, it will be Pateros inbound. Addison to inbound. Puts it in to Zane. They don't call a foul. They don't call a foul. Halftime is upon us. Pateros finds themselves at a 20-point disadvantage going into the locker room. The thing about it is with the quality of these teams, if the shots that Pateros have been putting up start going in, 20 points is nothing. I know it sounds like a lot, but I believe Pateros, if their shots start dropping, will be able to come back on this one. I don't think this game is over. I believe that it is still really up to the girls, and it's going to be interesting to see who comes out in the second half with a changed game plan and goes at this. I think it's still either team's game, but if Pateros' shots don't start dropping in the second half, then yeah. Well, y'all know that. Y'all know that. Oh, wow, what a first half. Delaney Nelson, 24 points. She has scored more points herself than Pateros has been able to have drop for them. They've had some good shots. They just have rimmed out, and it's just like, oh, wow. But again, Waterville-Mansfield, incredible team, incredible student athletes. They're going to be a lot of fun to watch. Like I said, I expect to see both of these teams in state and in Spokane, and it will be so much fun to watch them play over there. Obviously, tonight, district championship on the line. Who gets to cut down the nets and celebrate and take that trophy home to the home crowd fans? And then just wait and see where you get seated on Sunday. Obviously, like we've said, you're hoping to be in the top 8. As long as you're in the top 8, you will play in Spokane. 1 to 4, you will play closer to home. 5 to 8, you will play further away from home, but you're still, win or lose, you're going to state. If you win that first round of state, then you get to skip Wednesday's games, and you will play in the double elimination starting Thursday, Friday. So you position yourself well to walk away with hardware out of Spokane if you win the first opening round. You lose it, then you have to go play the winners of the bottom 8 teams in a loser out first round in Spokane on that Wednesday. You get seeded 9 to 12, you'll be playing closer to home. 13 to 16, you're further away from home, and that is a loser out round. You lose that, your season comes to a close. You win that, then you're going in and you're playing on Wednesday against the losers of the top 8 matchups. And obviously you have the chance to win on Wednesday, go to double elimination Thursday, Friday, and walk away with hardware. So it doesn't count you out, but you want to be in the top 8 and preferably in the top 4. Like we said, Waterville-Mansfield currently is setting at number 3. 7 is where Pateros sits at the moment. So let's see what happens there. So that'll be exciting as well. And, we're excited to see how this all plays for everybody. So we are, we're just stoked to see what happens. They're handing out, I'm sorry, folks. I wish I would have been paying a little. I didn't hear what they were doing. They've got some awards they're handing out. So good for them. All right. Whew, what a first half. Much more exciting game than the score may show because like we said, Pateros had some shots. They weren't dropping for him, and that happens. That happens. There are times that you're putting up good shots. They're just not going down for you, and you just got to keep at it, maybe make a small adjustment. One of the things that does happen is as you get in the second half, now you have a different rim. And, according to my sons, there are rims that are more finicky than others. And so, you switch ends and, hey, all of a sudden your shots are dropping rather than rimming out. So I know that's what Pateros is definitely hoping to see. And these are awards here for – oh, okay. This is all league. All right, so this is all league awards. That's Mr. Robertson out there, and there's, okay, from Oroville. That's Tucker Acord. So that's awesome. All right, so this is the all league boys awards is what this is. So 1B league, all league. Got some Moses Lake Christian, Waterville-Mansfield, Oroville. So that's great. They got a lot of folks out here being celebrated.
And now, for your 2025-2026 North Central Washington 1B League Most Valuable Player, Johnny Ferguson, MLCA.
Okay, Johnny Ferguson. I think he's from Moses Lake Christian. MVP.
Congratulations to all of all three honorees.
Yep.
Hard work, dedication, and commitment to your teams and communities truly represent the very best of North Central Washington.
That's awesome. I'm glad we were here to capture it, so that's awesome. Congratulations, boys. That's awesome. It's a great accomplishment. Someday you'll look back at that and that's rocked. So good job. Oh, we had a couple Oroville players in there. All right. They actually will be playing Moses Lake Christian Academy, Covenant Christian, who had 4 players. 4 players on that, 2 Waterville-Mansfield I see, and we had 2 from Oroville. Oroville will be playing in the district championship against Moses Lake Christian Covenant coming up here pretty soon. So that's awesome. Oh, I need to change that to the 3rd. We have 3 minutes before we get to till we get underway again. Oh, here comes the Waterville-Mansfield Shockers. Going to warm up for the last 2.5 minutes. Come in here with a 20-point halftime lead. Just wow. We will see what happens in the second half as they will be on a new basket. See if that makes a difference. You just never know. It might. Oh. I was, as I was getting some of these senior recognition pieces, there was no one from Moses Lake apparently that had seen the post, and I wasn't getting any feedback, and I realized that today. So I actually reached out to the school directly, and the athletic director got me some information, but it's not going to be nearly as complete as some of the other ones. I still told him that I would love to have it, because this isn't the only time I will probably be broadcasting for them. So I really want to, be able to tell more of the story. And I think the same is true of Oroville, I believe. I got most of Oroville, but I think there might be a player I'm missing or so. But I really tried to get everybody. And I'm going to make this an annual thing. I really enjoy doing this. And, I do want to say this too. I really appreciate everybody's support. Up until last year, I kind of just sat and did it and improved and got better, and Grant was playing, and, it was great. And then last year when they started charging to stream the games, I really, really appreciate everybody stepping up and help supporting the costs last year, and especially this year. I really love doing these games, and honestly, I couldn't afford to come do this without your support. So I appreciate everybody that's donating. I got some ideas to help with that next year. But I'm going to try and make this an annual event where we honor the seniors during the district games and talk about their accomplishments and what they've been involved in and where they're headed, especially, because to me, that's what I love. I love to hear about what their future plans are. Some of these people might end up as teammates. You just never know. All right, we are back underway, folks, and it looks like Pateros will have the ball to start the second half. Addison into Stevie. Stevie crosses the timeline, brings it down, kicks it back out to Randy. Randy over to Addison. Addison back to Stevie. Stevie directing traffic, gives it to Randy. Randy looking, gives it over to Stevie. Waterville-Mansfield's quick. Stevie with it. Stevie fires a three. Does not drop. Rebound comes out of there. Finkbeiner with it. Finkbeiner coming across the timeline. Gets to, Delaney Nelson. Wow, that girl can flat out shoot, folks. Flat out shoot. 23-46. Stevie with it. Kicks it out to Zane. Out to Randy. Randy, deep three. That one she was out too far. 7:08, 46-23, 27 points on the night for Delaney Nelson. Finkbeiner with it. Finkbeiner brings it across the timeline. Drives over to the side, gives it to Delaney. Delaney drives around, kicks it out to sister Hannah. Hannah for a three, does not drop. Rebound picked out of there by Murphy. Going to say jump ball, and it will be Waterville-Mansfield ball underneath. Delaney to inbound. Puts it out to O'Brien. O'Brien to Delaney. Delaney drives, tries to get it, doesn't. Zane blocks that one. Nevelin driving all the way through, and they're going to say she walks with it. Waterville-Mansfield inbound to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner comes across the timeline. Gets herself set up on the side. Delaney for another shot. That one does not drop. Addison gets it, tips it over to Stevie. Stevie comes across the timeline. Pauses, brings it back, gives it to Addison. Addison looks, kicks it over to Stevie. Stevie into Zane. Zane spins. Nice move. Up and in. 25-46, 6:10 left here in the third. Finkbeiner around traffic, gets it tipped out, and they're going to say Waterville-Mansfield ball. 6:04 left here in the third. 25-46. Finkbeiner to inbound. Puts it into Delaney. Back to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner looks at it, pulls it down, steps through traffic. And I'm not sure. Oh, they're calling that on Finkbeiner. They're saying that was a player control foul. Her second. 5:56 remain here in the third. Nevelin with it. Nevelin across the timeline. Puts it down to Zane. Zane, again, nice move. Doesn't quite drop. Delaney comes out of there with it. Driving down. Gets herself, oh my goodness. Oh, says she walked. 25-46. Addison. Nevelin. Addison. Nevelin across the timeline. Brings it up. Kicks it out to Zane. Zane drives. Oh, nice move, Zane. 27-46. Slowly crawling back into this. Finkbeiner with it. Gives it out to, where are we at? Oh, we're with Hannah now. Hannah drives around. Gives it back out to Murphy. Over to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner for a three. That one does not drop. Gets it tipped around. Delaney gets it out. Oh, that one does not drop. Delaney comes away with it. Hannah's does not drop, but Delaney, the bounce went right back to her. Kicks it out to O'Brien. O'Brien to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner drives around everybody. Kicks it out to Hannah. Hannah drives around, puts up a little shot, kind of gets it tipped. Oh, Murphy with it, and they're going to say out of bounds on Waterville. Jones comes in for Murphy. Addison to inbound. 4:43 remain here in the third. 27-46. Stevie with it. Continued pressure by Waterville. They're going to do a trap right there. And Pateros calls a timeout. 4:36 remain here in the third. 27-46. Nevelin with 9. Stevie with 7. Randy with 3. Zane with 5 and Addison with 3. pretty spread across there. Zane's had some nice moves recently where she's went around people, put up some nice shots that have gone in for him. 27-46. Waterville came out and again, just Delaney sank a three. It's like, wow, that girl can shoot. Amazing player. Coach Hinton talking to his squad, encouraging him, telling him what he wants to see here on this play. They want to go ahead and get a score here and cut into that lead a little bit. Addison with it. Okay. So inbounds. Zahn with it. Zahn gets it taken away. Or Randy. I'm not sure who it was down underneath. Maybe it was. It's Randy. Okay. Finkbeiner. Jones. O'Brien for a three. Way short, but Hannah rebounds it. Gets it again. And they're going to say jump ball. And it will remove Pateros ball. Great job, ladies. Addison. Stevie bringing it across. Kicks it all the way up to Randy. To Stevie. Stevie comes around traffic. Tries to get it back out. Gives it out to Randy. Over to Addison. Addison looks at it. Pulls up. Floats one. Oh, does not drop. Streaming in there is Delaney. Delaney Nelson with it. Brings it down. Driving around. Kicks it out to Hannah. And Hannah nails a three. 27-49. 3:47 remain. And went all the way down. Stopped to try and spin around. And they call her for a travel. Jones to inbound to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner brings it across the timeline. Gets its team set up. Delaney with it. Over to Hannah. Hannah over to Jones. Over to O'Brien. Finkbeiner. Jones sets the screen. Does not drop. Ends up in. Oh, nice job. Randy saw a cutting Nevelin, and Nevelin goes in for the bucket. Great job. Finkbeiner across the timeline. Delaney with it. Oh, does not drop. Jones going to the line. And that is going to be on Randy. That'll be her fourth. Ugh. Jones tying her shoe. Getting ready for the first of two. 3:04 remain here in the third. First one's up, and hits iron and bounces out. Randy comes off. Jones for the second one off the backboard and in. 27-50. Addison with it. Nevelin with it. Nevelin brings it across. Drives all the way to the hoop. Lays it up and in. 20. Oh, I'm wrong. It's 31. I missed a basket there. I did. Sorry about that, folks. 31-50. Delaney with it. Hannah. Jones. Delaney. Hannah over to Tanya. Tanya pulls up and fires, does not drop. And what are they gonna call here? Okay, they're gonna call a foul. I'm not sure who they're gonna call it on. On two, so that is gonna go on Tanya. Stepanov. So it's Stepanov. O'Brien comes off, gives it into Stevie, back to Addison. Addison drives across, Gives it to Stevie. Stevie just, boom, 20 zillion miles an hour into Nevelin. Zane, wow, nice moves by Zane. She is going to the line. Sophomore. First one, up and in. 32-50. Jones comes off. Finkbeiner back in. Zane fires a second one, just as good as the first one. 33-50. Finkbeiner with it. Cross the timeline. Kicks it over to Delaney. Hannah. Hannah gives it Finkbeiner with it. Murphy looking for it. Gives it to Tanya. Tanya comes away with it, gives it back to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner, wow, NBA three does not drop. Tanya had it, they're fighting over it, and they're gonna say Waterville-Mansfield out of bounds. Smart play by Addison. Let her have it, and then she's out of bounds. Stevie with it, back to Addison. Addison over to Nevelin. Nevelin tries to get in to Zane, gets it taken, batted away by Murphy. Delaney with it, back to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner, Tanya with it, over to Hannah. Hannah for a three, does not drop. Lots of players on the ground, and it's going to remain Waterville-Mansfield ball with 1:21 left here in the third. Oh, it looks like Tanya got her hand hurt or her nose or something's going on. She's losing some blood here. Waterville-Mansfield into Delaney. Out to O'Brien, over to Hannah. Hannah drives, gets it tapped away by Addison, gives it to Delaney. Delaney kicks it out to O'Brien, over to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner back to Hannah. Hannah drives, tries to feed it. They're going to call a foul. She's going to the line to shoot two. 33-50, 101 remain here in the third. Hannah. First one is good. 12 points. Actually 13, sorry. 13 for Hannah. Delaney with 27. Finkbeiner with 6. Second one, up and in. 33-52. 1 minute left here in the third. Nevelin with it. Kicks it over to Addison. Addison for the three, does not drop. Murphy with it. Gets it tagged away by Addison. Finkbeiner with it all the way down court to O'Brien, to Hannah, or to Delaney, and Delaney up and in. Wow, good ball movement. Good seeing the player in the paint. Stevie with it. Stevie comes around. Waterville-Mansfield just all over him. Addison into Reagan. Nevelin drives, puts up a little floater, does not drop. Murphy with it. Finkbeiner with it. Delaney with it. 18 seconds. Delaney drives, kicks it back out to Finkbeiner. 13 seconds. 13 seconds. Coach calling in a play. Finkbeiner backs it out. O'Brien for the three, does not drop. Nevelin gets it. Fires, but wasn't going to count. Buzzer had gone off. Woo, 33-54 as we head into the fourth and final quarter of this District 1A or 1B Girls Championship. Quality teams out here. 33-54. Waterville-Mansfield cheerleaders over there putting on a routine for the crowd, get them fired up. Moses Lake Christian Academy, Covenant Christian, going in the locker room to get ready for their matchup in their district title game against the Oroville Hornets. Oroville won a thriller, beat Entiat by 2 to be here tonight. $33-54. Pateros going to do everything they can in the final 8. Waterville will have the ball to start the final quarter. O'Brien to inbound. O'Brien puts it into Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner brings it across. Tells her team to get it set up. Kicks it back to Murphy. And that one does not drop for O'Brien. And Murphy will be going to the line to shoot 2. 7:48 left. They're going to call that one on Zane. One team foul, first foul on Zane. Murphy at the line. Puts the first one up, does not drop. One more to go. Murphy getting ready. Shot is up and bounces around, does not drop. Nevlin comes down with it, sprints across the timeline, spins around, kicks it back to Addison. Over to Randy. Randy back to Stevie. Stevie puts it in to Zane. Zane spins around. Waterville-Mansfield all over her, and they are going to let her shoot 2. And that is going to be on Murphy. Zane to the line. One team foul apiece. That'll be the first foul on Murphy. That one drops in for Zane. 34-54. Murphy coming out, Jones going in. Zane fires and gets the second one. Great job. 35-54. Finkbeiner. Jones. Down to Delaney. Delaney just makes a move and puts it up and in. 31 points for her. Randy with it, and they're going to say Pateros ball. 7-11 remain here in the district championship. Addison to inbound. Into Randy. Back to Addison. Back to Randy. Randy looked at it, had closeout, and they're going to say she double dribbled. Waterville's just closing out so fast. You got to be like on it. Finkbeiner with it, across the timeline. Kicks it to Delaney. Delaney drives around the side, drives through traffic, gives it out to O'Brien, over to Hannah Nelson. Hannah drives a little bit, kicks it out to O'Brien, over to Delaney. Delaney sets back, fires the 3, does not drop, and she hits it in. It ends up going into Randy. So Randy with it, Randy driving around traffic, brings it back out, kicks it out to Zane, to Addison, to Stevie, almost picked off by Hannah, into Nevlin. Nevlin up, a shot does not drop, rebound out of there by Delaney. Delaney coming across the timeline, kicks it down to Hannah. Hannah back to Delaney. Delaney just backs it out. 19 seconds on the shot clock, 6 on the game clock. Pateros hasn't been able to cut into the Waterville lead. And what are they? Oh, they're going to call Delaney player control foul. We would have called it a charge, but now it's a player control foul. That'll be the first one on Delaney. Second team foul with 6 minutes and 1 second left here in the game. Addison puts it into Nevlin. Nevlin brings it across the timeline. Drives around, trying to get her. Oh, nice move. And in it goes. 37-56. Finkbeiner brings it across. Backs out. Over to Delaney. They got 21 on the shot clock. Delaney just puts one up, but does not drop. They're going to call jump ball. Yep, jump ball. And it'll be Pateros ball. 5:36 remain. Bringing in the ladder for cutting the nets down. All right, so Stepanov coming in. for O'Brien, so Stepanov in. Addison into Nevelin. Nevelin brings it across the timeline. Lots of pressure. Waterville just never gives up. Zane with it. Tries to do it. Tries to get it up. They're going to say on or arm. And Zane's going back to the line. And that's going to be on Delaney. That's going to be her second. What? They put it on the wrong 4. Yeah, they put it on the wrong 4. Zane gets that one. 38-56. That's 2 fouls on Delaney Nelson. Zane gets a second one. She is doing really well. Okay, Pateros wants a timeout. 39-56. 39-56, 5:25. Coach Finkbeiner and Coach Hinton talking to their squads. Again, just encouraging them, saying, hey, there's 5:25, plenty of time. Let's go. You got this. Saw they brought the ladder in, which I mentioned, getting ready to cut down the nets. District champion gets that honor. Good squads. It'll be a lot of fun to see how they do as they head to state. I can't imagine they both don't get seated in the top 8. Waterville-Mansfield ball. 39-56, 5:25. Murphy inbounds to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner brings it across. Puts it to Hannah. Oh, that one kind of went where they didn't want it to go. She thought Murphy was going one way, and Murphy went the other. Addison into Nevelin. Nevelin across the timeline. Just drives through everybody, puts it up and in. 41-56. Finkbeiner kicks it out to Delaney. Delaney kicks it down to Hannah. Hannah drives it back, puts it back to Delaney. Delaney over to Finkbeiner. Does not drop. Zane with the rebound, kicks it to Stevie. Stevie across the timeline. Puts it to Randy. Oh, yep, they're going to call that one on Finkbeiner. That'll be Finkbeiner's third. 4:33 remain, 41-56. Addison with the inbound, puts it out to Stevie. Stevie for the 3, it's in line, and it is good. 44-56. Now Waterville-Mansfield wants a timeout. Wants to talk with his squad and encourage them and put a halt to this momentum that Pateros has had since their timeout. 44-56, 12-point game. There was 20 points separating them at half, only 12 now. Like I said, this is going to be a great game. Could be either one. Waterville Shocker fans over there cheering on their team as well they should. Waterville-Mansfield has an incredible program. It's been a lot of fun to broadcast their games over the last number of years. I was shocked to hear that Holly is a senior this year. I was not anticipating. I was sure she was a junior. So when it came back, she's one of their 2 seniors. I about fell over. But great team, great squad. They're going to do really well. A lot of fun to watch. Pateros, same deal. I was shocked that Addison and Stevie and Randy were seniors. I was sure Addison was a junior. So I'm missing a year somewhere. All right. O'Brien inbounds to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner Kicks it out to Delaney. Delaney drives, kicks back, fires a three. That one got tipped. Stevie gets it, brings it across the timeline, gives it up to Addison. Addison over to Randy. Randy driving, looking, feeds it down to Nevlin. Nevlin says, you know what? Let me try a three. Oh, almost. Zane, great try at the rebound. Ends up on the floor, and out of there comes Delaney. Delaney just drives through, tries to feed it. Nevlin saw that one, steps in front of the pass, picks it away, comes across, feeds it back to Addison. Down to Randy. Randy driving around the side, looks at it, gives it in. Oh, almost gets that one picked off. Geez, great job, Zane. Oh, she floats it up and in. 46-56, 10-point. Finkbeiner brings it across. 3:25 remain. Into Delaney. Delaney, Murphy with it. O'Brien. Hannah had it there for a second. Finkbeiner back with it. Finkbeiner drives, kicks it out to O'Brien. O'Brien puts her foot down, fires, does not drop. Nevlin comes out of there with it, screaming down the side. Pulls up, floats one and sinks it. 48-56. Finkbeiner with it. Crosses the timeline. 2:51 remain. Drives, they're going to call a block on Stevie. That's only going to be the second foul on Pateros. Jones comes in for Murphy. O'Brien to inbound. O'Brien inbounds to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner over to Jones. Jones looks, gives it to O'Brien. O'Brien says, let me try this again. Bounces it off the front. Nevlin with it again. Comes down, drives, puts one up and in. 50-56, 2:28. Finkbeiner drives around. Hannah with it. Hannah fires. Rims in and out. Stevie comes out of there with it. Up to Zane. Zane drives. Puts it out to Addison. Addison for a three. Does not drop. I say Waterville-Mansfield ball. 2 minutes remain. 50-56. We have a ball game, folks, just like we talked about. Finkbeiner with it. Taking her time. 1:58, which time is on their side. 4-possession game. Jones with it. Jones over to O'Brien. O'Brien to Delaney. Delaney up and in. Great job for Delaney there. Hannah out on guard on Stevie. Stevie screams down the sideline, kicks it back to Randy. Randy to Addison. Addison back to Randy for a three. Comes up short. Zane ends up with it. Floats it around, does not drop, but she is going to the line. Foul called on Jones. Jones with her fourth. And now Waterville-Mansfield with 5 team fouls. Any more fouls, they're going to put Pateros on the line. Zane, 50-58. She's been really good at the free throw line. Gets that one. 51-58. And second one does not drop. Rebound comes out to Finkbeiner. Finkbeiner with 1:19 remaining. 51-58. Finkbeiner gives it into Jones. Jones over to O'Brien. O'Brien looking, gives it back to Delaney. Delaney for the three. Rims in and out, does not drop. Zane with it. And that's Jones' fifth. Jones is coming out. Incredible play for a freshman. Incredible play. Jones did a great job tonight, but she is a freshman. Zane back at the line, shooting two as they are in the bonus. 104 remain, 51-58. First one does not drop for her. Second one doesn't drop for her either. Finkbeiner with the rebound. 1:02 remain. 51-58. Into Murphy. Hannah with it. O'Brien, Finkbeiner. 48 seconds, 15 on the shot clock. Murphy, Delaney, O'Brien, Hannah. Murphy, Finkbeiner. 4 seconds. Finkbeiner fires. Doesn't drop. Stevie with the rebound. 32 seconds left. Drives across. Continues to come. Spins. Feeds it into Zane. Zane feeds it. Doesn't drop. Murphy with the rebound. Delaney with it. 21.2. 51-58. Delaney across the timeline. And she's going to be fouled, but that's only 3 fouls. So it will remain inbound play for, so close. 13.4 seconds remain. 51-58. O'Brien to inbound. Inbounds to Hannah and another foul. That'll be 4. Still not a shooting foul. 11.3 remain. 51-58. Third foul on Stevie. Inbound again. Put it into Finkbeiner. And 8 seconds remain. Finkbeiner. Waterville-Mansfield is going to come out of here with the victory. But they got scared by Pateros. This is what you want to see. Final 51-58. Waterville-Mansfield are your 1B District 5 champions with a 7-point victory over Pateros. Pateros, oh my gosh, what heart, what battle, coming back from 20 points down at halftime. Delaney Nelson with 33 points on the night. We have, she leads all scores. Her sister Hannah had 14. For Nevelyn Wilson with Pateros had 21, followed closely by Zane Ravenstein with 14, Stevie with 10. You know, it was, wow, what a game, what a night. That's what you want to see. Just 20 points was just a little bit too much for Pateros to overcome. But, you know, again, Waterville-Mansfield, quality program, quality team, your district champions. And they're going to get to go down here and cut down the net to celebrate their district championship. Pateros did an amazing job. Amazing job. I look forward to seeing where their seeding is and how they end up in their opening rounds. I am hoping that they end up in the top 8. And I think, you know, I don't know. I don't know where to put them. Of course, I'm putting them in the top 4. But that's me. Waterville-Mansfield definitely in the top 4. Pateros, man, what a game. What a game. That was great. That's what you want to see in your district championship right there. And you know what? Down 20, Pateros didn't just shut down. They battled, they came back, and they pulled within 6 at one point. So, oh boy, they scared Waterville. And that's great. I love seeing them be able to come in that close. But again, you know, you've got a quality team here in the Waterville-Mansfield Shockers. The program consistently the last number of years, well, Pateros too, but Waterville-Mansfield, you know, going to state and representing, well, District 6 and now District 5. So they are your champions. Pateros will come in as a second place team in district, and both teams going to state. Going to be a lot of fun to see. We are going to stay right here and bring you the 1B Boys Championship game between Moses Lake Christian Academy, Covenant Christian, versus my alma mater, Oroville Hornets. Oroville won a thriller in Eniat the other night, defeating Eniat by 2 to advance here to the district title and punch their ticket to state. So Oroville will be going to state. It's been 10 years since they've been to state. So they will have that opportunity and be in the opening rounds, which will be great and a lot of fun to see that. The Shockers here cutting down the net, getting their photos taken, which is awesome. And again, just a quality team, quality student athletes. Carl and I were at their end-of-season dinner a couple of years ago in Chelan, and it was really, really neat to hear from Coach Finkbeiner and the staff of just what they went through to get there. They had a great season, and then in the summer off-season, some major injuries happened, and then even during the season, some things happened. Some players decided to do things different. It was just incredible to hear all the things they went through to get where they were, and they did amazing. So, again, just a quality program that continues to produce great teams. And it takes a community. You can have a great coach, but if there isn't community support and parental support and everything else, it doesn't matter. That's just the way it is. If you do not have the support of your community and the parents, it doesn't matter. Waterville-Mansfield, we saw it. We saw how great it was. The community members always have rallied around their teams and supported them and encouraged them and helped them get where they had set for their goals. And just amazing to see how well they've done over the last number of years. And to be here tonight as the 1B District 5 champions, great job, Waterville-Mansfield. And again, no surprise. Actually, it wouldn't have been a surprise either way. Pateros, man, wow, what a great team, what a comeback. Just didn't quite get enough to pull it off tonight. But yeah, awesome job, ladies, on both sides. But Keith is a really, I really have enjoyed my conversations with Keith. He's a great guy. He isn't just a great coach, he's a great guy. So it's been fun to get to know him. And like I said, his daughter Holly is absolutely amazing. And going back to Virginia to school, that's awesome. Liberty University is a great school. Great to hear that she's got her plans and has her goals, and I'm 100% certain she is going to achieve those. But it's also neat to see. I mean, we really talked about the seniors, and I wanted to honor the seniors tonight. But if you look at the rest of the lineups, we'll do the Pateros lineups. So Lily Dial, a freshman, Simpson, a sophomore, and Kendra Dial, sophomore. You have senior Stevie Simmons, Randy Bowen. Then you've got Nevelyn Wilson, who did an amazing job tonight. Freshman, Reagan Aguilar, freshman. Zane Ravenstein did amazing tonight, sophomore. And then Addison is their senior. The three seniors are leaving some quality teammates behind that are going to do amazing. There we go, folks, cutting down the net. For the Waterville-Mansfield Shockers, Miss Jones is a freshman. Stepnov is a freshman. Hannah's a senior. Her sister Delaney, who was absolutely on fire tonight, is a junior. She's got another year. Anna Stepanov is a sophomore. Zahn was a freshman. Holly's a senior. Millie Brown, freshman. Ellie O'Brien, freshman. May Hinderer is a sophomore. Murphy is a sophomore. Dolling is a freshman. I mean, they've got a young squad of quality players on both sides of that coming up for next season. Oh, here you go. Here is your District 1B, District 5 1B ladies champions. Great job, ladies. So awesome. Yeah, they got to turn around and show their crowd, which they definitely need to do. I love that. Absolutely love that. But both squads going to have great potential in the next couple of years. One of the things that I was told years ago by a really good coach. Oh, I love it. They're going over into their rooter section, their student rooter section, and they're going to get a picture with them with the trophy. That's awesome. We gotta love that. Let's see. We got to zoom in on that. That's what we need to do. There we go. Yay. That's awesome. Love that. Love that for them. Great job, ladies. All right, well, Moses Lake Christian Academy. Yep. So it's awesome to see the quality of athletes and them out here milling around, which they well should. But yeah, I had a parent come over and let them know that we are streaming. So anybody from Oroville or Moses Lake Christian Academy that would like, we're staying here. We're going to be here. I might mute things up and get myself set up for the next game, but nope, we're going to broadcast this, and then we'll be back tomorrow. So tomorrow we will be broadcasting over in Eastmont. I'm broadcasting out of Eastmont because there isn't an NFHS Pixelot camera. There's a Pixelot camera here tonight. So you have NFHS and you wanted to just watch the game without hearing my wonderful broadcasting skills, you could just watch the game. But I love being here and broadcasting these games. And with the support of the donors and the folks that have donated to our GoFundMe, I'm able to cover the fees and be here to broadcast these games for you and encourage all of our student athletes. We've got amazing ones throughout the district, and happy to be here. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. But, Waterville-Mansfield, kudos to them. Congratulations. Look forward to seeing your next steps, where you end up getting seated for the state tournament. Again, if you're not in the top 4, I'm going to be shocked. So we'll see what happens there. But we're going to bring the next game to you as well. Looking forward to that. So thank you guys very much for that. And I'm going to just mute myself here for a minute, and then I will be right back. All right, folks, for anybody from Moses Lake Christian Academy, Covenant Christian, or Oroville, we are broadcasting the 1B District 5 Boys Championship game here in about 28 minutes is what it says we have left. And I'm going to get this all cleaned up and get the correct teams up on here. We appreciate that. We had a Moses Lake Christian Covenant parent come and talk with us and told him who we were and what we're doing. Obviously, you can watch it on NFHS if you don't, if you'd like. But obviously, I'm opinionated. I think I do an okay job, and love doing this. Love encouraging students, and it's going to be fun. I appreciate everybody that does this and helps us with it. And let me see if we can find some logos here. I guess we didn't, since we had the program. I had fun. I put up some of the seniors, from the night before, so we'll see. But anyway, I'll get this all set up for us. So give me a second. I'll be right back. All right. Well, folks, we got 23 minutes before we are going to have the tip-off for the boys District 5 1B state or district championship here. Both teams are going to be headed to state, so that's great. And I have some things to read. And I'm looking to see if I've got Landon, Tucker, Will, gosh darn it, Lalo, Tanner. I don't happen to have all of the seniors yet, but I have some of the seniors. So let me pull this up and let's see. There we go. All right. Well, folks, since we've got 22 minutes, we're going to read a few things here honoring the seniors. Now, this was a bright idea I had last weekend. I put up a post, and and I started getting things back from some of the communities, which I really appreciate. But I wasn't hearing anything back from Moses Lake Christian Academy, Covenant Christian. So I did email, I found the contact, and I emailed the athletic director. But obviously, by the time I realized it was a little late. So he did get me names and a couple photos, but I don't have all the information I want. I will continue to ask to get that because I'm sure we're going to be broadcasting more games than tonight. I've broadcast Moses Lake Christian Covenant games at state, and I expect to do that again this year. So we'll see what happens. But I did get some of them from Oroville. I didn't get all of them, but I did get some of them. And again, Oroville's going to go to state, so I'm hoping to get the rest of these. But let's start with Landon Howe. Parents, Casey and Sarah Howe. Sisters, Avery Howe, who is a sophomore. The sports he's involved in football, basketball, track, and baseball. His favorite basketball memory this year is beating Eniat to go to state for the first time since 2016. That was that 2-point victory we were talking about last game. That was awesome for Oroville to do that and punch their ticket to state. His favorite sports memory of all is giving Eniat their first league loss in 2 years during football. After high school, he is going to go fight fires over the summer, and then he's going to enlist into the Air Force. His dad is a Navy veteran. What he would like to share with the community. Shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Congratulations, Landon. Looking forward to the game tonight and seeing how you do go forward. All right, next one we have is Mason Wall. I have to say this. I love the Wall family. I went to school with Andrea Wall, who is in my classmate of mine. Love her to pieces. See her every once in a while. And her parents had a good sense of humor. Guess what they named their son? Brick Wall, of course. So this is Brick Wall on the right. Brick was a couple years behind me. Love him. Great guy. He had a restaurant up there, cooked me my Hornet Supreme with JoJo's, and recently stepped away from that, but love Brick. He was helping his son Mason here with football this year. Here's another one of Mason that his mom appreciates. And Mason, parents Brick and Gail Wall, siblings Katie and Hudson. Mason has done football, basketball, and baseball all 4 years of his high school career, and also has done golf for a couple of years. He's also been the shortest guy on the court or field. Laugh out loud, which is true, but he's got the biggest heart for sure. Totally believe it. Mason plans on attending Montana Tech's lineman program for lineman like electrical program after high school. Great job, Mason. Next one we have is And Tanner is number 32. So Tanner Beardsley. Parents, Adam and Stacy Beardsley. Brother, Colton Beardsley. He's number 30 in the photo. He's got a photo with his brother here. He played 4 years of football, 4 years of basketball, 3 years of baseball, and 3 years of track. Favorite memory is singing with the team in the locker rooms pregame. So he must love vocals. His favorite overall memory is beating Waterville for senior night. And he plans on going to WSU in the fall. Great job, Tanner. All right, then we have Dodge Holcomb. Dodge's parents are Marty Worrell and grandmother Carlene Huckleby. Carlene Huckleby is actually my wife's aunt. Siblings, Havana, Chris, and Sierra. Sports and activities, he's been involved in varsity football, varsity basketball, and varsity soccer. Favorite sports memory this basketball season is taking the victory against Entiat in the playoffs, which punched their ticket to state and put them here for this game that we're going to be bringing you. Favorite memory of sports career, taking the victory against Entiat during their senior night. Plans after graduation. He hasn't picked a college yet, but he plans to attend college in the fall and hopes to continue playing basketball. And what he would like to share with his community. Thank you to my community, friends, and family for the continued support throughout my athletic career. And the senior that we have here is Tucker Acord. Parents are Brian and Bridget Acord. His brother is Gunnar. He has played football, baseball, basketball, and golf. He will be attending lineman school at Montana Tech next year, so another electrical lineman. His favorite memory of the season was scoring his 1,000th point. Great job, Tucker. 1,000 points in a basketball career is amazing. And he wants to say thank you to all his family and friends for supporting him over the years. Now, unfortunately, I don't happen to have the other seniors. I do not have Will Moreau. And Will is a great young man. I really appreciate him and his family. Got to know him over the course of the last number of years. Great baseball player. Plays amazing hockey. Hockey and baseball and basketball. I'm sure he does golf too. So great athlete. I'm real curious to hear back from his family on what his future plans are. Lalo Corrales, I don't know Lalo, is the other senior that I don't happen to have anything on from Oroville. So look forward to hearing about them and seeing if we can get something posted up about them as well. As I was headed out, I got some photos from, let's see if I can get this added here. I got some photos added from Moses Lake Christian. So I'm going to pop this one up here in just a minute. And this one is the entire team. So this is the Moses Lake Christian Academy Covenant Christian team. And they have 4 seniors on the squad. And I don't know why it's not letting me. Oh, it's probably because I have something up from in there, maybe. Cancel. If I go back out to this, maybe it'll let me do photos. All right. All right, so for Moses Lake Christian Academy. I have 1, 2, 3. I got information on a few of them. Well, this is Dennis. He is a senior. I would love to hear more about him. I kind of remember him a little bit. He has a relative that's a freshman, so would love to hear more about that. Then we have Jonathan Ferguson, who we know is the District 5 MVP. I mean, that's amazing. So that's awesome to have him. Then we have Antonio. And Antonio, would love to know a little more about that. The one that I can talk to a little bit is this one right here. So this is James Robertson, and I have watched him play basketball for the last number of years and just have absolutely amazed me with his heart, courage, and everything he has done on the court. It's just blown me away to watch some of the plays he makes and the heart he plays with. There were some teams when he was younger that he was playing on that were amazing. So it's been really neat to watch him play and see, and I'm really looking forward to hearing more about the seniors and getting that form filled out for them. I'm going to be doing the same tomorrow. So today we are broadcasting this championship game. I will be broadcasting at State, from my understanding. So I will be at State in Spokane and look forward to bringing you the games there and let you know how things go. But I also am hoping to be available to do some of the opening rounds, which will be occurring. Hopefully, I'm hoping they're going to happen here in Wenatchee is what I'm hoping. So if they end up here in Wenatchee, I will be able to be here and bring some games to you, or Moses Lake. And in either situation, if Moses Lake Christian Academy is part of that first opening rounds, I would love to bring those games to you. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to get some information to be able to share going forward. So that'll be great. And we love doing this. If you like what we're doing, if you scroll up on our Facebook page, you'll see we have a GoFundMe link. The last few years, League and District have started charging broadcast fees, so I'm actually paying to bring this to you, but we really enjoy doing it, and we've had some real generous and kind donors that have helped us get to a point where we'll do some of these games just hoping that some folks will donate. I had some Oroville folks say, hey, we know you got that, we're gonna donate, and again, I appreciate everybody's support. It's what allows us to continue to do this, and and we really enjoy bringing these to you. Obviously, NFHS is here in the Wenatchee Gym, so if you want to watch NFHS, you can. Obviously, we'll be commenting on this whole game, and really, our goal has always been to uplift student athletes. I don't care where they're from, because what's going to happen is some of these seniors could end up on the same basketball team next year at college. You don't know. They might end up at a community college playing together, or at NAIA, or one of the NCAA division schools. You just don't know. Or they end up being college roommates, or they go to there's lots of times that people end up really coming together, and even later in life. One of the things, like I was telling somebody, my Oroville classmates are throughout the Okanagan Valley. I mean, we've got people all over the place. Back in the day, before we had social media, your social media was getting in the car and driving to another community, right? We had some serious rivalries with Tonasket, but we've got some great people in Tonasket, that graduated with us or went to school with us, and love seeing them there and impacting the student athletes and the students there. And I just love encouraging everybody and letting them know how great they are, and being able to bring these games to you, comment and highlight the seniors especially, as well as the other great plays and great players. So a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to it. Really cool that we had one of the Moses Lake Christian Academy parents reach out and say, hey, who are you? And happy to share, tell him that we'll be broadcasting and live streaming this for Moses Lake Christian Academy and for Oroville. Even though it says Brewster Sports, hey, I will cover any student athlete I can, and appreciate the opportunity to do this, frankly. Love doing this. You know, ironically, I'm from Oroville, so I'm an Oroville alum. So, you know, I love them and I'm rooting for them. But hey, guess what? Both of my oldest daughter, and my youngest son, both are Moses Lake residents who have started families. And honestly, one of the things that is, I want to say the word ironic, but basically one of the things that went on when my wife and I lived in Ellensburg, and I had become a Christian, and we were looking for a Christian school for our children. And Ellensburg had a smaller one, and we looked at it and thought about it. Ironically, we had a number of people back then telling us about the Moses Lake Christian School or Christian Academy, and we had pondered that. We ended up in Oroville, going to the Christian school there, and then my wife taught in Brewster at the Log Church Christian School for 20 years so. So now she's a nurse, switched careers. Impressed with her, love her to pieces, and love what she's doing. Yeah, so you know, you never know. My grandkids might end up at the Moses Lake Christian Academy. I am trying to help out my the son I was just talking about that lives in Moses is having his brother-in-law come over and help him work on his pickup truck. The power steering system is acting up. It was leaking like you wouldn't believe, and I'm not the most mechanically inclined. Give me an iPad, give me a computer, I am like a, duck in water. You give me a wrench, and I got to have YouTube, and I got to have some other options, or we aren't getting where we need to go. So anyway, it's great to have that, and for them to be able to do that. Of course, we were all excited because we had the wonderful weather we were having. I mean, just such a mild winter, and I was a little bit, like, wow, what's going to happen here? And guess what happens? Winter decides to arrive 2 days ago. My goodness, people. Went from mowing your lawn to shoveling snow. That was like, wow, this is typical. This is what I would expect for this time of year. But, yeah, definitely a little bit of a shock, especially when you're planning on working on a truck. I'd much rather have the weather we had 3 or 4 days ago than what we had today. It was like 17 degrees at my house today. I mean, it's like, wow, is it cold? But definitely not used to it. So anyway, tomorrow we are going to head over to Eastmont to start off. Eastmont doesn't have any other live streaming options, and we love to do it regardless if they have live streaming. Like tonight, I mean, you could watch NFHS, but obviously we'd love to have you watch with us. But Eastmont doesn't have that option. They actually had it, and then when COVID hit, some other things came up, and they ended up taking it out. So folks that were going to want to watch the games over in Eastmont, we will be broadcasting the games out of Eastmont tomorrow. That is in the 2B. So we're going to be the 2B boys games, Liberty Bell versus Warden, and then Columbia Burbank versus Kittitas, and then our final game over there will be the Moses Lake ladies versus Warden. No, excuse me, Mapton ladies. So Mapton versus Lake Roosevelt ladies. And then we're going to pack up and head over and broadcast the 2B ladies championship. The Brewster Bears taking on the Cle Elum Roslyn Warriors, and that should be an amazing game as well. So that'll be a lot of fun to watch. I think it's going to be as exciting as the one that we watched here tonight, if not more so. It's going to be pretty cool. So we're looking forward to that and bringing that to you for the nightcap tomorrow night. And that will be the wrap-up of our district broadcasting. So that'll be be that. And then, of course, we'll be looking forward to seating Sunday and posting up where everybody gets seated. And so, again, I really think that Waterville-Mansfield and Pateros are going to be seated fairly high for the 1B ladies. And I expect to see them in Spokane and expect to see them do really well. I expect the same out of Moses Lake Christian Academy boys out here as well. They're a really good team, so it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Oroville has battled to get here, and it's going to be fun to see how they do. I'm just excited that they get to go experience state, and I'm so hoping that Oroville gives them an amazing send-off. That's one thing Brewster does really well. They really do celebrate their student athletes and do an amazing job sending their teams to state. And I'm looking forward to that send-off for the ladies. And I expect our ladies, I mean, they're sitting, I think, third in RPI right now. And I expect them to be in the top 4 as well. Cleellum was 9. They might be up a little bit higher. They're a quality team, too. So there's a lot of really good teams. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch what happens as we get into the first rounds of state and then as we head over to Spokane. I think there's going to be some great basketball, and we're going to get to be a part of that. Like I said, tomorrow will be the final of the districts, and then we'll head to the opening rounds of state, and hopefully some of those will be around here, and we'll get the opportunity to work with Eli Sports Network and NFHS, WIA, and be on the broadcast for some of those and let you know about those. But, yeah, we'll bring you the seating and then the brackets for state as they get released on Sunday, and look forward to that. Let's look here what we got. Let's see, this is boys basketball. So let me get over here, and we're going to go. All right, so Moses Lake Christian Academy, Covenant Christian, 8-0 in league, 19-2 overall. They played Oroville on December 6th and beat them 56-30. And they played them again on February 6th and beat them 70-53. So a much closer game on the 6th. Oroville has obviously improved over the course of the season. And, of course, that's why they're here, right? So that's why Oroville is here to take on Moses Lake Christian Covenant and Covenant Christian. Oroville is 9-4 in league, 13-8 overall. Now let's go see where we rank in the RPI standings. So RPI, Moses Lake Christian, Covenant Christian, is 4th. Their Elmira Cooley Heartline is 1, which Elmira Cooley Heartline is an amazing program as well. Love watching them over at State as well as Moses Lake. Liberty Christian out of Richland, they're number 2. Lumi Nations 3. Moses Lake Christian Covenant 4. DeSales 5. Nia Bay 6. Who else we got in here? Oroville. Where is Oroville? Oroville is 26th, but they're going to be going to state, so they will be ranked in there in the seating on Sunday. And like we've chatted, basically if you're in the top 4, you will play closer to home. You're in the next 4, 5 to 8, you will play further from home. But all those teams will end up in Spokane one way or another. Top 4 or the winners of those games will skip Wednesday. Will go to Thursday, Friday double elimination. Losers will go to Wednesday single elimination. The number 9 to 12 seeded teams will play closer to home, but it's in a loser out, and they will face the 13 to 15 teams that will be playing further from home. And loser done, winner goes and plays on that first Wednesday in Spokane against the losers of the top 8 games. Wow, they've got a ton of cheerleaders for Oroville. Well, they got a ton of cheerleaders for Moses Lake Christian Academy, but wow, there's like 12 Oroville cheerleaders. I think they got as many cheerleaders as they do basketball players. That's awesome. And then Moses Lake Christian Academy has 7. Coach Ed Ashworth, who is coaching the Okanagan ladies team this year because his daughter's playing, let me know that the fans, former Oroville greats like Ed Ashworth, are watching their old Oroville High School school out here being represented. Go Hornets, Stingers up, he says. Appreciate Ed, and we've talked about him on the broadcast over time. Love the fact he stepped in. This is his first year coaching the girls squad. I was talking with a fan today, and he was saying, he was really impressed because Okanagan's coach has really been a huge cheerleader from the sideline, really pushing them and telling them and really getting them to be where they are. They are in the district playoffs. They are playing for the final spot to state. They have won their first two district matchups to get where they are, and now they are going to be taking on White Swan. White Swan got beat by Lake Roosevelt Raiders early on and are in a loser-out game. Loser tomorrow between the Okanagan Lady Bulldogs and the White Swan Lady Cougars. Loser season comes to a close. Winner goes on to state, takes the final spot to state. Okanagan has every possibility of doing that, but they're going to have their hands full. White Swan is a good squad, so will be fun to see that. Unfortunately, that is one of the games I don't get to broadcast. One of the sad things for me is there's only one of me. I wish there was two, but there's only one. So currently, I'm going to look see if we can find a way to get another squad working with me to do some live broadcasting, because I'm going to be over in Eastmont, and the teams over here is going to be the Okanagan ladies taking on White Swan, and then the boys district championship between the Okanagan Bulldog boys versus Tri-City Prep team for the District 2B championship. And I will miss that one because I'll be over in Eastmont broadcasting, but I really feel like I want to do that because there isn't another option over there. So NFHS for the fans that are wanting to watch Okanagan tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Ed's also let me know. It's ironic. Ed married April Knoll from Oroville, who was 2 years younger than us and happened to be in the same class as my wife. So we both married beautiful young ladies from Oroville, and we're both still married to them. So, they haven't, killed us yet. So that's all good. All right, folks, we're going to get ready for the tip-off here as Oroville takes on Moses Lake Christian and Covenant Christian Academy. We're just calling them the Lions. It's too tough to tag. My tongue's getting already tied. All right. Tip-off. Moses Lake Christian Academy. Dennis goes in and scores. Silas bringing it down, brings it across court, kicks it out to Landon. Landon looking around, seeing what he can do. Tries to drive, cuts it out, gives it out to Rayan. Rayan over to Silas. Silas looking to see what he can do. Gets it, tipped, but he steps on the line. Sarmiento steps on the line, and it will be Moses Lake Christian ball. We're going to say Lions. All right. Jonathan with it. Kicks it down. No, 32. Dennis with it. Does not drop. Comes out to Sarmiento. Sarmiento across the timeline. Oh, tips it out. They're going to say it remains Oroville ball. So Oroville maintains it. Silas to inbound, puts it into Tucker. Tucker back to Silas. Silas over to Rayan, down to Tucker. Tucker doesn't quite, shot does not drop. Jonathan with it, kicks it down. And they're going to call player control foul. That one's not going to count. So that one's on Dennis. That'll be his first foul. 6:52 remain here in the first. Silas with it. Kicks it over to Landon. Landon to Rayan. Ran to Tucker. Tucker trying to drive. Gets through traffic, pulls up, puts up a little shot, does not drop, tries to get his own rebound. Dennis pitches it. James taps it, gets it, goes up and lays it up and in. 0-4. Silas with it. Brings it across the timeline. Kicks it out to Landon. Landon over to Tucker. Tucker back to Landon. Over to Rayan. Kicks it, gets it, Dennis taps it away, gets it up to James, who puts it up, does not drop, but all right. Dodge with it, gives it over to Silas. Nice rebound, Dodge, way to fight for the ball. Over to Landon, back to Silas. Kicks it down to Tucker, Tucker for the three, does not drop. Oh, they're going to say he hit his arm. Tucker's going to the line to shoot three. 2 quick fouls on, 5:35 left. That one is going to be on Max. Max with the foul, and he's going to have 3 shots. Tucker seeing if he can get 3 points on the board for Oroville. First one is up. Hits the back of the iron and bounces out. Tucker going to take his second opportunity here. Gets that one. 1-4. Gets the second one. 2-4. Jonathan with it. Comes across the timeline. It over to Dennis. Dennis back to Jonathan. Jonathan, Max sets a screen for him. Jonathan over to Trayson. Trayson to James. Over to Max. Max moves, puts it up, does not drop. Silas with the rebound. Across the timeline. Sets it up. Kicks it over to Landon. Landon back to Silas. Back to Landon. Landon feeds it down. Rayan tries to put it up and in. Doesn't drop. Dennis comes out of there with the rebound. Gives it to Jonathan. Jonathan across the timeline. Drives, backs up, kicks it out to Max. Max over to Trayson. Trayson fires, doesn't drop. Landon with the rebound. Great job. Landon brings it across the timeline. Gets it over to Silas. Silas back to Landon. 13 on the shot clock. Back to Silas. Back to Landon. Down to 7. Gets it tipped. Silas for just a deep shot. Bounces off. Doesn't fall. They're going to say it didn't hit the rim. So shot clock violation. Silas Bronson is a freshman for Oroville. That's awesome. All right, Jonathan comes across the timeline. Kicks it over to Trayson. Trayson kicks it over to Jonathan. Jonathan pulls up, puts up a little shot, doesn't drop, gets his own rebound, gets it knocked out, and they're going to say it's going to remain with the Lions. Dennis to inbound. Kicks it all the way out. Gets it almost taken away there. Jonathan with it. Over to Trayson. Trayson back to Dennis. Dennis feeds it into Jonathan. Jonathan, they're going to say it's on the ground, and they're going to call that on Dodge, I think. And they do. So they call that one on Dodge. 2-4, 3:28 remain here in the first. Dennis to inbound. Puts it in underneath to Trayson. Trayson backs out, puts one up and in. 2-6. Silas into Landon. Landon back to Silas, over to Landon, back to Silas. Down, Tucker with it. Tucker trying to see if he can get through traffic. And they're going to say block, and they're going to call that on Trayson. That'll be the third foul on the Lions. Yep, so that was on Trayson. Silas to inbound. Puts it into Tucker. Tucker gives it over to Rayan. Oh, Dodge with it. Dodge goes around, floats one, does not drop. Jonathan with the rebound, puts it up quickly to James. James drives through traffic, kicks it out, shot on the way, and good. Trayson hits a three. 2-9 with 2:43 left here in the first. Silas. Tucker. Tucker feeds it back out to Landon. Landon back to Tucker. Tucker looking at Dodge, not able to get it into him. Fires the three, rims in and out. Rebound by Jonathan. Nope, sorry, that's not right. That was Max. Over to Trayson. Back to Max. Jonathan. Looking to see if he can get around the traffic. Kicks it out to Max. Max for a three. Doesn't hit. Ends up in Rayan's hands. Tucker bringing it across the timeline for Oroville. Drives around traffic. Gets it tapped away. Dennis with it. Gives it up to John. I got to get better at this. James Robertson. And up and in it goes. Oroville says, oh, we got to call a timeout. We do not want them getting this far away from us this quickly. 1:48 remain in the first quarter. 2-11. Moses Lake Christian starting to pull away a little bit. Oroville wants to interrupt that rhythm and get closer. He wants a good game like their second matchup back on the third. Lions subbing in. Antonio will be coming in. Lions back out on the floor. Oroville to inbound. Will is in for Oroville. Will puts it into Silas. Silas brings it across the timeline. Down to Landon. Over to Silas. Back to Tucker. Tucker feeds Will. Will brings it out. Not able to get what he wanted. Tries to pass all the way across. Silas gets it. Tries to feed. Doesn't happen. Trayson coming down. Floats one. Doesn't drop. Dennis gets it. Tries to put it up. Does not drop. Dennis is going to go to the line and shoot two. And that is going to be on Tucker. It'll be Tucker's first. 2 team fouls on Oroville, 3 on the Lions. Dennis at the line. Puts up the first one and gets it. 2-12. Nathan coming in, freshman for Oroville. Nathan Acord. Dennis, getting to see if he can put up another one here. Doesn't drop. They're going to say it's Lions ball. Will is a fierce competitor. Dennis trying to inbound over Dodge. Gets it into Jonathan. Jonathan hits it off his foot. Scrumble for the ball and, oh, I'm so sorry. I started watching the game and not through the iPad. I apologize, folks. Hit off Jonathan's foot, came across court, and Oroville went screaming for the ball, Will, and got on the floor, and there was a little bit of a scrum for it, but Oroville comes away with it. Nathan with it. Into Dodge, out to Tucker. Tucker for the three, hits the rim, bounces out. Jonathan with it, pass all the way down to Trayson. Trayson does not get it to drop, but he will be going to the line to shoot two. Who's that going to be on? That is going to be on Silas. So Trayson at the line. First one is up and in. 2-13. Second shot. Up and bounces back and forth, but goes in. 2-14. Will inbounds it to Tucker. Tucker brings it down for Oroville. Crosses the timeline. Kicks it over to Nathan. Nathan looks at different options, gives it back to Tucker. Tucker down to Silas. Silas looking to see if he can do a skip pass. Feeds it out to Nathan. Nathan drives around, kicks it back to Tucker, down to 5. Tucker fires, doesn't drop. Dodge, gets it, lets the defense fly a little bit over him, goes up and gets fouled. He'll be going to the line with 26.2 seconds remaining. That is on Max. That'll be Max's second foul. Dodge at the line to shoot 2. First one is up, off the front of the iron. Max coming out. Kevin going in. Oh, no, they're gonna, okay. So Dodge, get this, see if you can get this one here. Does not drop for him. Tucker ends up with it. Comes out with it. Looks at it, trying to decide what he wants to do. Kicks it back to Nathan. Nathan back to Tucker. Tucker, just not quite. Will hits it. Silas with it. Over to Tucker. Tucker for another one. That one won't drop. Rebound by Will. Will fires, but it's a little late. So at the end of 1, Oroville with 2, Moses Lake Christian Academy, Covenant Christian with 14. And we will head into the second. Both coaches talking with their teams, letting them know what they want to see here in the second quarter. Oroville trying not to let Moses Lake Christian Academy, Covenant Christian, get too far ahead. We saw with Pateros where Waterville-Mansfield jumped out to a 20-point lead at halftime and ended up just coming up a little short. So Oroville do everything they can. You know, Moses Lake Christian Academy, Covenant Christian, is a great program. I've seen them over in Spokane the last number of years. Been a lot of fun to watch. So Oroville has their hands full here tonight. But they took down Eniac. So, you know, anybody's ball game. This is district time. All right. Lions to inbound to start the second quarter. Inbounds to Jonathan. Jonathan brings it across. Kicks it down to Antonio. Oh, Jonathan with the shot and the 3. 2:17, 7:43 left here in the first half. Nathan with it. Feeds it to Silas. It got tipped. They're going to say it remains Oroville ball. Lions looking at any opportunity to get that thing away. They were anticipating that pass. Silas inbounds to Nathan. Nathan to Tucker. Down to Will. Will between traffic. Tries to put it up. Doesn't drop. No foul called. Dennis comes down with the rebound. Brings it quickly up the side. Backs it out to Jonathan. Jonathan moves to the side. Feeds Dennis. Dennis is going to get to go shoot 2. That is going to be on Silas. And that is Silas's second. 7:07 left here in the second. Dennis with 3 points on the night so far. That one drops in, 2-18. Gets the second one, 2-19. Nathan with it for Oroville. Comes across the timeline, kicks it down to Silas. Silas, Tucker. Into Rayan. Rayan out to Will. Will for a three. Ooh, in and out of the rim. And Dennis with a rebound. Streaks down, gives it to Jonathan. Up and in. Actually kicked it out to James and then to Jonathan. So, 2-21. Over to Silas for Oroville. Gets it tipped, but Tucker able to recover it. Over to Nathan. Nathan drives around the edge, kicks it out to Will. Will does some moves, but they're going to say he walked with it. One step too many. Dodge and Landon coming in. All right, Lions inbound it. Jonathan with it. 6:18 left here in the first half. Jonathan across the timeline. Brings it over to the side. Looks at James. Kicks it out to Trayson. Trayson through traffic, doesn't get it to drop. Dodge with the rebound. Gives it to Nathan. Nathan comes across the timeline. Backs it up. Over to Landon. Landon into Dodge. Dodge looks, gets it taken away by Trayson. Trayson drives down and he gets fouled. I think that's an intentional. So he's going to go shoot two, I think. How does that work? Oh. Oh. So Will has an intentional, I guess? I'm not sure. So Trayson going to the line. He will get to shoot two. Gets the first one. 2-22. Gets the second one. 2-23, and it will remain Lions ball. Dennis to inbound. Kicks it all the way out to James. James goes over to the side, looks to drive around, feeds it to Dennis, gets it taken away by Nathan. Well, tipped away. Nathan with it, drives, brings it back out, kicks it over to Rayan. Rayan tries to feed Dodge, goes through Dodge's hands to Jonathan. Jonathan with it, drives through traffic, kicks it out to Max. Max backs it up, kicks it over to Trayson, back to Jonathan. Jonathan, deep three, does not drop, and Will gets the rebound, but they're going to call that on Dodge. So foul on Dodge. So 5:05 remain. 2-23. Dennis to inbound. Inbounds to Max. Max floats one up. Gets it to drop. 2-25, and he goes to the line. And foul is on. It's on Dodge. That's his third. So Dodge will be coming out. Tucker's going back in. So Max Golinko at the line for one. Gets it. 2-26. Will inbounds to Nathan for Oroville. Nathan comes up across the timeline. Over to Landon. Landon gives it over to Rayan. Rayan, oh, nice one. Nathan goes up, puts one up, gets it. 4-26, 4:43. James with it. They're not going to count it. They're going to say he walked with it. So score will remain 4-26 with 4:39 left in the half. Talking with the referees at the scorer table. All right. So Tucker to inbound to Nathan. Nathan brings it across the timeline. Gets it picked off by Jonathan. And Jonathan dunks it. And Landon with the foul, so Jonathan will be going to the line to shoot one. 4-28 at this point. Jonathan doesn't get the first one to drop. Dennis with the rebound and the putback. 4-30. 4:23 remain in the first half. Nathan with it. Goes across the timeline. Kicks it out to Tucker. Over to Rayan. Rayan to Nathan. Kicks it back over to Tucker. Tucker looks at it. Drives. Kicks it out to Nathan. Nathan for a deep three. Off the glass into Jonathan's hands. Up to James. James over to Trayson. Trayson drives. Nope. They're going to call someone. So he's going to shoot two. So Trayson to the line, and the foul will be on Nathan. Yep. Foul on Nathan. Trayson to the line to shoot two. 3:54 remain here in the first half. 4-30 at the moment. Trayson at the line to shoot two as soon as this timeout is over. Oroville again just talking to his squad and telling them, you know, hey, we're here. This is district championship. Let's try and get out here and do our best. They will get to play in the first rounds of state, which is awesome. It's been since 2016. The last time, you know, I know when we were getting ready to get into high school, the Oroville squad had placed fourth in state years ago. Oroville going back out. Lions will be going back out here in a minute. Trayson will be going to the line to see if he can add two more to their lead. Trayson gets the first one. 4-31. Second one on the way and good. 4-32. Tucker with it. Brings it down across the timeline. Lions all over the ball. Nathan with it. Will with it. Drives. Nothing there. Kicks it all the way back out to Tucker. 8 on the shot clock. Gets it tipped. Backs up. Fires off balance. Jonathan gets it. Saves it from going out of bounds. Gives it to Trayson. Trayson to Dennis. Dennis puts it up. Doesn't drop. Gets his own rebound. Puts it up and in. 30-point lead for the Lions. 4-34. Nathan crossed the line. Kicks it over to Tucker. Tucker just drives And they're going to have a call on James. That'll be his first foul. First foul on the Lions. There are 5 on Oroville at this point. Will comes out. Silas goes in. Silas looking to see if he can get it into Tucker. Gives it out to Tucker. Over to Nathan. Over to Landon. Back to Nathan. Back to Landon. Over to Silas, and it goes through his hands and out of bounds. It'll be Lion ball with 2:49 left here in the first half of play. Max to inbound. Inbounds to Jonathan. Jonathan comes across the timeline for the Lions. Sets up, kicks it over to Trayson. To Dennis. Dennis kicks it over to Jonathan. Over to Max. Max drives, gets it knocked away, and throws it out of bounds. It will be Oroville ball with 2:26 remaining here in the first half. Silas for Oroville to inbound. Inbounds to Nathan. Across the timeline. Sets up, drives. Fires, does not drop, but he's going to shoot 2. Nathan to the line, and that is also on Trayson. That's his second team foul. Nathan at the line. That one bounces off the back iron. Lions subbing in Seth and Antonio come in for the Lions. Nathan fires for Oroville, gets their 5th point. 2:12 remain here in the first half. Jonathan brings it down across. Drives through, puts it up and in. 35-36, 2:02. Nathan with it for Oroville, comes across the timeline. Pressure by the Lions. Over to Rayan. Rayan drives and floats one. Oh, just off the front of the rim. Tucker gets it. Kicks it to Rayan. Rayan out to Nathan. Nathan for a 3. Just doesn't drop, but Rayan almost gets the rebound. James comes out of there with it. James for the Lions comes across. Backs out for a 3. Does not drop for him, but Dennis gets the rebound. Tries the putback, doesn't get it, puts the rebound, gets the rebound again, kicks it out to James, puts it out to Jonathan. 25 seconds on the shot clock, 1:12 on the game clock. And what was that? All right, 5-36. 1:09 remain here in the first half. Tanner Beardsley in for Oroville. Nathan with the ball over to Landon. Landon back to Nathan. Nathan driving through, puts up a little shot, does not drop. Dennis with the Lions gets the rebound. Gives it over to Jonathan. Jonathan around traffic, backs it out, kicks it over to James. Back to Jonathan. Jonathan drives around, feeds it over, back to James. James looking at it, trying to drive around, kicks it back to Jonathan. Jonathan pull up from the corner, does not drop, and Landon comes out of there with the rebound with 27 seconds remaining on the clock. Over the timeline, Landon out to Nathan, to Tanner. Tanner feeds it down into Silas, and he's going to get fouled. Will remain Oroville ball. There's 18 seconds on the shot clock, only 3 fouls total. Silas to inbound for Oroville. Silas puts it in. Kicks it out, gets it picked off by Jonathan, anticipating that pass. Backs up, and they're going to say player control foul on Jonathan. So with 14.4, it will be Oroville ball. That's the first one on Jonathan. Jonathan with 9 points on the night. Dennis with 9 points on the night. 11 seconds for Maine. Nathan with it. Gets it taken away, gives it into Tucker. Tucker with 2 seconds left. Tucker fires. Doesn't quite drop. Silas tries to get it and put it up and in, but unable to. 5-36 at the half. The Oroville Hornets have a hill to climb in the second half. I'm sure both coaches will be talking with their team about what they want to see here in the second half. Moses Lake Christian with a comfortable lead, of course. So we shall see. Again, both teams get to go to state first rounds. I expect Moses Lake will be hopefully in the top 4, which would give them closer to them regional site for that opening round. Oroville probably going to come in the lower seeding, and they'll have to win their first round to make it to Spokane. So we will see how both these teams do as we get into the second half. But we're going to put a slight break on here, and I'm going to stand up for just a few minutes. All right. Coach of the Year, Keith Finkbeiner for Waterville-Mansfield. Well deserved.
Now for the all-defensive team, Abigail Liberty, Easton.
Okay, Abigail from Easton will be all defensive team.
Lily Guerrero, Eniac.
Eniac, Lily Burrow. Amelia Shockwell.
Miley Dana, Soap Lake.
Miley Dana from Soap Lake.
Reese Boss, Wilson Creek.
Reese Boss.
Now for the second team, all league, Shaylin Cass, MLCA.
Oh, there we go. Moses Lake, second team, cast. Addison Hinton from Pateros.
Zane Ravenstein, Pateros.
Zane Ravenstein from Pateros.
Brooke Dana, Soap Lake.
Brooke Dana from Soap Lake.
Lila Sackman, Wilson Creek.
Lila Sackman from Wilson Creek.
Now for your first team, all
Okay, first team all league.
Wilson, Pateros. Stevie Simmons.
Stevie Simmons, Nyla Wilson from Pateros. Stevie Simmons from Pateros. This is first team, no shock here.
Randy Bowman,
Randy Bowen from Pateros. Wow. Holly Finkbeiner. Yep. Holly, no shock there either. Hannah Nelson. Yep.
And for your most valuable player, Delaney Nelson.
Delaney Nelson. MVP.
Congratulations to all of our colleagues.
Oh, there you go.
Your dedication and commitment to your teams and communities truly represent the very best of the North Central Washington 1B League.
Yep.
Give these outstanding student athletes
That's awesome.
a round of applause.
Yep. They did really well. That's awesome. Amazing student athletes. Great to see. Waterville-Mansfield. They did great. They want a picture with all the Waterville-Mansfield players. There's 5 of them, which is amazing, which is awesome. But they did great. Oh, 4:32 remain here in the half before we get going on the second half of the boys game, boys championship. Getting some photos. That's great. Well, we are going to see how the teams do here in the second half, what adjustments the coaches are asking, and how they're going to do it. Oroville obviously has an uphill battle. You know, there is a little bit of sometimes you can get in your own head and decide the game before the game's over. I really appreciated how the Pateros girls, down by 20 at half, never gave up, came back, made it quite the game, and I mean literally came within 6 points. I mean, gave Waterville-Mansfield a bit of a scare there. The time just ran out for them. Oroville, obviously, 31-point deficit. Shots have not dropped for them. The Lions have been all over them, but that's what you would expect at this level, and Lions showing why they're 3rd in RPI rankings. So great job by them. I expect they're going to come out and play the same pressure defense, and you know, as long as their shots continue to drop, I fully expect that it will be their victory here tonight. Oroville obviously could come out with an attitude of we want this. We want this worse than them, and that's what they're going to need to do to close this 31-point gap. But again, both teams going to state. That's awesome. So we appreciate that, and looking forward to seeing that. And then of course, here comes the Oroville Hornets out to warm up on the basket on the other end. And like we chatted about, I mean, you never know. The different basket might prove to be advantageous. So we'll see what happens here for the Hornets as they continue to take on the Lions here in the 1B District 5 Boys Championship. It's awesome that they are here. Their victory over Entiat was an amazing feat, and I love seeing that. So it's great for them to be here. And you never know. We are to district, we are to state, so you just never know. Things kind of change. Like some people say, hey, it's 0-0. Let's see what happens. So look forward to that, and excited to see how that goes for everybody. We will be in Eastmont tomorrow, like we talked about, and broadcasting from there so that the teams that are over there have a streaming option. And we are going to miss the Okanagan games, which, you know, there are some amazing student athletes on the Okanagan teams and on the other teams too. I mean, Tri-Cities Prep, I mean, they are a talented squad. It was fun to watch them play and see the capabilities they have, and they are going to give Okanagan a run for their money. That's why it's the district championship. It's going to be, you know, a battle for both those teams to walk away with the district title. Both of them highly ranked in RPI. Both of them going to state. Going to be a lot of fun to see how both those teams do. The Okanagan boys have 9 seniors on their squad, and you know, a lot of those boys have played with and against my son Grant. One in particular, Braden Meyer. Really appreciate Braden and his family. Lovely people that we got to know, playing a lot of baseball with Braden. And you know, the fact that I don't get to broadcast this game's a little bum for me. But the other side of me is they're in the top RPI rankings. I fully expect Okanagan to have a high ranking and be in Spokane. I would expect same for Tri-Cities Prep, frankly, but Okanagan for sure. And I'm looking forward to bringing you some of those games. Okanagan ladies. Ed's daughter, love her. She's a wonderful young lady, sweetheart. And I'm not going to be able to broadcast her game, which is a loser out, which is a little bit of a bummer for me. But I have faith that they're going to win and go on. So that's what I'm hanging on to. But, yeah, we're going to bring Eastmont games, and then we'll be over here to Wenatchee again for tomorrow night's 6 o'clock 2B Girls Championship between the Brewster Bears and the Cleveland Roslyn Warriors. All right, back underway. Silas with it, over to Tucker. Tucker over to Landon. Landon looking, again, pressure. Tucker looks at it, drives around, loses his man, doesn't drop for him. Out of there comes Max with it, gives it out. Actually, Max kept it, then feeds it out to Jonathan now. Jonathan with it, out on him. Max with it again. Max comes, drives. Says, I'll try and float it. Doesn't drop, but somebody fouled somebody. So it will remain Lions ball. And that is on Dodge, and that's his 4th. He's already walking to the bench. So Tanner coming in. Out to James. Trayson. Over to Jonathan. Back to Trayson. Over to James. Looking at Dennis. Back to Trayson. Trayson looks at the 3. Kicks it over to Jonathan. Jonathan comes down around. Puts it up and in. 5-38. Landon with it. Landon across the timeline for Oroville. Drives. Kicks it out. Gonna say he walked with it. Lions ball. Max with it into Jonathan. Jonathan across the timeline. Kicks it into Max. Max looks. Gets it tapped away by Silas, but gets it, kicks it over to Trayson. Trayson hits a 3. 5-41. 6:18 remain. Silas with it. Kicks it over to Tanner. Tanner comes around the side, gives it to Landon. Landon into Rayan. Rayan over to Landon, back to Rayan. Rayan up, does not drop. Tucker tries to tap it in, doesn't have any luck. Max gets it, passes it all the way down to James. James gives it back to Max. Max into to Dennis. And Dennis will be at the line to shoot one more to see if he can make it a 4-point or a 3-point play. 5:47 left here in the third as the Lions continue to pull away from the Hornets. All right, so Tucker coming out. Will going in. Dennis at the line. Gets that one. 44. Landon across the timeline. Gives it to Rayan. Rayan back to Landon. Landon over to Silas. Silas back to Landon, into Rayan. Drives, feeds one over to Silas, puts one up underhand, doesn't drop. Will with the rebound. Kicks it out to Rayan. Rayan drives, kicks it back to Landon. Landon looking around, kicks it over to Tanner. Tanner feeds it underneath to Will. Will just drives and feeds it up and in. 7-44. Jonathan with it. Jonathan comes across, drives, kicks it to Trayson. Trayson over to Antonio to Jonathan. Jonathan driving, feeds it to Trayson. Trayson gives it out to Jonathan. Jonathan all the way across to Dennis. Dennis fires, doesn't drop. Rayan with the rebound. Brings it across the timeline for Oroville. Puts it over to Landon. Landon kicks it out to Silas. Silas tries to feed it. Max picks it off. Max brings it across the timeline. Kicks it over to Jonathan. Jonathan asking the coach what he wants him to do. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Jonathan telling Max what he'd like. Kicks it over and timeout Lions. So Lions call a timeout. 7:47-44. 4:01 remain here in the third. Into Jonathan. Dennis. So all right. So Lions will inbound the ball. Max to inbound, puts it out to Jonathan. Jonathan with Will on him, stops, gets it knocked away. Will with it, kicks it over to Landon and up and in. 9-44. Jonathan with it. Jonathan drives and feeds it up and in. 9-46. Landon with it. Brings it across. Picks up his dribble, kicks it over to Rayan. Rayan down to Tanner. Ends up back with Landon. Into Rayan. Rayan up. Floats one up and in. 11-46. Jonathan with it. 3:11 left here in the third. Feeds it into Seth. Seth to Jonathan, up and in. 11-48. Landon with it. Feeds it to Silas. Back to Landon, over to Rayan. Gets taken away. Jonathan with it. Kicks it over to Trayson. Trayson back to Jonathan, up, in, doesn't drop. Gets his own rebound and puts it up and in. 11-50, 2:38. Landon with it. Across the timeline. Landon feeds it to Rayan, over to Silas. Back to Landon. Tanner with it. Tanner feeds it over to Silas. Silas over to Landon. Landon for the three, off just a little bit, and Jonathan comes out of there with the rebound. 2:11. Brings her down and just pulls up. Deep three does not drop, but Max gets it. Max puts it up and in. 52-11. So we will now have a running clock. Rayan with it. Out to Landon. Landon to Rayan, over to Tanner. Tanner goes around, puts it up and in. 13-52. Jonathan with it. 1:34 remain here in the third. Kicks it down to Trayson. Trayson out to Antonio, over to Jonathan, into Max. Max doesn't get it to drop, but they're going to call a foul. He's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Max and Dennis. So Max going to go to the line and shoot 2. First one doesn't drop for him. Dennis and James coming in. Trayson and Jonathan coming out for the Lions. Gets that one. 13-53. 1:01 left here in the third. Landon bringing it across the line. Feeds it into Will. Will, little hook shot up and in. James with it. James telling his team what he wants to see. Kicks it out. Does not drop. Seth takes it out, gives it out to Max. And they're going to say block for Will. And that will be the second foul on Will. 18 on the shot clock. Again, running clock. So James with it. 13 seconds. James driving. Gets it tipped away. Doesn't drop. Rayan with it. Rayan back to Landon. James wants it. Setting up a screen. And he fires. Does not drop. End of 3, 15-53. Oh, darn it. I did not get that changed. One of the things I do not like about the program I use, I love it, except for the fact it does not have an easy way to change the quarter, and so I forget to do it a lot of times, so I apologize. We are in the fourth quarter. 15-53, 8 minutes remain. Lions cheerleaders over here. Cheering on the crowd. Oroville over there, setting up for their crowd as well. Did a great job. All right, Oroville out on the floor. And it looks like it will be Lions ball to start the fourth. We have Dennis inbounding to James. James going to bring it across for the Lions. Turns on the burners, kicks it out to Seth. Seth over to Antonio to James. In to Dennis. Dennis tries to fire, doesn't get it to drop. Silas with it. Rayan with it, sorry. Rayan keeps it, or has it, gives it to Landon. Landon in to Will. Will fighting for it with everything he's got on the ground. Nathan with it, out to Landon. Landon over to Mason. Oh, that's Mason Wall. Whoa. And they're going to call that on James. So that'll be James's second. First team foul in this quarter. 7 minutes remain approximately. So Nathan to inbound. That's Rayan over to Landon, and that gets to Nathan, so it'll remain Oroville ball. So Landon to inbound. Landon gives it into Nathan. Nathan fires the three and hits it. 18:53, 6:33 remain. James with it. Battling, doesn't drop. And James will go to the line. That'll be Will's third foul. So James fires the first one and gets it. That'll be his 5th point of the night. James fires the next one and gets that one as well. 18:55, 6:17 remain. Nathan down to Mason. Over to Nathan. Will. Landon. Landon fires a three. That one comes up short and gets tipped in by Mason. Wow. Hustling down the floor like no tomorrow. Battling for it. Battling. Into Max. Max backs it out. Kicks it out to James. Mason's on him. Trying everything he can. And they get a foul. And that'll be on Nathan. James back to the line with 5:36 remaining in the game. 18-55. Fires the first one, does not drop. Jonathan coming in for Max. 17 points on the night for Jonathan, 12 for Dennis. James gets his 6th point of the night, 18-56. All right, Rayan inbounds to Nathan. Nathan brings it across the timeline for the Hornets. Sets it up, gives it to Mason. Mason sets up, kicks it down to Rayan. Rayan fires a three, doesn't drop. Will with the rebound and the putback. Oh, does not drop. Knocks it away. Timeout. They're going to call timeout, so Oroville will maintain possession of the ball with 5:16 remaining here in the game. 18-56. Hustle by Will. Hustle play by Will. Mason Wall out there hustling like no tomorrow. I love it. Absolutely love it. That's what you want to see. Their season isn't going to close tonight. That's the other thing they need to consider. All right. Hornets have an inbound play underneath the hoop. Nathan to inbound. Nathan inbounds to Mason. Mason out to Will. Over to Landon. Landon down to Nathan. Nathan looking, driving around, spin move, little hook shot, up and in. 20-56. Jonathan with it for the Lions. Jonathan pulls up, drives around, drives through, backs up, kicks it out to Trayson. Trayson over to Antonio. Antonio, and they're going to say Oroville ball. .440 remain in the game. Nathan with it. Comes across the timeline for the Hornets. Kicks it to Landon. Landon looks at it, gives it to Mason. Mason to Nathan. Nathan driving, kicks it out to Rayan with it, out to Nathan. Nathan for another 3. Great job. Jonathan with it. 23-56, 4:07 remain. Jonathan pulls up, kicks it out to Trayson. Over to Dennis. Dennis to Jonathan. Jonathan looks at it, gets around Mason. Mason trying to cover him. Kevin with it. Dennis with it. Out to Jonathan. Jonathan for a 3. Doesn't drop. Gives it to Will. Will has it. Streaming down the court. Tries to feed it across. Trayson gets it away in the pass. Saw that one coming. Over to Jonathan. Jonathan for a deep 3. And he sinks it. 23-59. 3:21 left. Nathan with it. Kicks it over to Mason. And tries to feed it back to Nathan. Not quite able to get it to him. 3:05 remain in the game. And they have the Lions wholesale subbing in a team. So it's Jason Evans, senior. So they're going to call a foul. So Jason with it. They're going to call that on Nathan. That'll be his 3rd. So 3 fouls, 3 team fouls on Oroville. 2:21 remain. Okay, so Jason with it. Jason. Of course, 40 doesn't happen to be on the roster. Jason gets it back, gets it taken away. 2:04 remain. Nathan with it for Oroville. Nathan across the timeline. Kicks it into Ryan, but Jason, Lions take it away. And they're going to say Lion ball. I am sorry, folks. The roster they gave me does not have 42 on it, or 40. And Jason with it. Gives it to Seth. Seth feeds it in to Kevin. Kevin fires one. Landon with it. 1:09 remain. Landon comes screaming across. Feeds it across. Oh. Almost gets it away. Nathan with it. That was Colton. This is Rayan. Rayan gets it knocked away, and 49 seconds remain. It'll be Oroville inbound. So 43 seconds remain. All right, Nathan with it. Pulls up. Landon fires and puts it up and in. 59-25. Jason with it, coming across for the Lions. Kicks it out. Fires it in underneath, gets it swatted away. So it will remain, time's going to expire. Time they get the ball back in, it will be over. And that is game. Oroville will be seeded in the state tournament and will have a first round state game. Moses Lake Christian, Covenant Christian Lions will be also seeded. I expect in the top 8 for sure. Top 4 would be my guess. And they are district champions. They will have the opportunity to cut down the net over here in a moment and celebrate with their 1B District 5 district title as champions. So they'll get to cut down the net, get the little trophy. They have the MVP there as well. So that's Jonathan Ferguson was the MVP for the league this season, which is no real surprise. So he did amazing tonight. All right, folks. Well, we appreciate all of you watching with us, and we're going to leave it on for the cutting down of the net and the team award, and hopefully they'll face this direction. Oroville, no reason to hang your head, man. You beat Eniat to be here tonight. You could still be fighting for the chance to go to state. You punched your ticket to state. I want you to be super proud of that. First time since 2016 that Oroville has gone to state. You are going. You will have a first-round opportunity to show what you're capable of, and I am seriously hoping that both of you, or Oroville does incredibly well as they enter that first round. You know, Moses Lake Christian Academy, Covenant Academy, I'm really hoping that they do really well in their seeding assignment and in the first rounds, and everything goes really well for them. So excited for that, excited to see how it all goes. Oroville over there, obviously, you know, I would rather have that happen here than have this have happened in the ENIAC game. So Oroville's going to do well. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see that, excited to see how they're going to do. So that's going to be great for them. And we've got Moses Lake going to go cut down the net here in a moment. Yep. All right, so they have the opportunity to go. They're going to go out and line up for the photo opportunity here, which is great. Coach telling them to go cut down the net. Let's get the net cut down, and then we'll get our photo here. So, all right. Well, we'll be broadcasting tomorrow. If you liked the broadcast tonight, just scroll down on the Facebook page. You'll find a link there for GoFundMe, which covers our fees, as we are paying fees to the league and district to broadcast these games. Love doing it, but any support would be greatly appreciated. So we love that. So parents and fans over there snapping photos of them cutting down the net. And we'll get this covered, and then we'll pack it up and get rolling north. We got to be back for 1 o'clock in Eastmont tomorrow, as we'll be broadcasting all the games from over there. A little quieter when there isn't a bunch of fans in here like it was for the girls' championship. It's great to see them cut it down and all the folks sticking around making noise for them. Fans over here rooting them on. Few strands left. Jonathan, the MVP of the league. Someone's proud of their brother. Getting a hug from both of there we go. Now, all right. Let's see if they all go line up and I'm sure the fans and families going to want them to line up and take a picture here. Mom making him smile. I love it. I love it. Missed it. Yeah. James's mom saying, line up, buddy. Smile. Make it look good. All right. Family wanting them to line up here so they can get a picture. That's exactly what they want. All right. Well, they did good. All right. Well, we'll see where they get seated on Sunday. Should be exciting. They should do well this year. It'll be fun to watch them at state and where else they go. So they are good. They are good. Okay. All right. All right. Well, they're going to get one here with us cheerleaders. So we're going to stay for that. And then we are going to shut down the broadcast so we can get home. We're about an hour and 20 away, an hour and a half away, and then get back here for tomorrow's game over at Eastmont. But congratulations once again to Mosaic Christian Academy, Covenant Christian Lions for their district championship.